Hello, hello, hello. I think we're ready to get going. And rather than unmuting, I almost clicked end stream. Great start. But yeah, finally gotten back to getting around to this again. Rather, the vote that I made for when we do the stream ended up with today being the winner by a couple of votes. So we'll just power through and complete this the season of mid, as it were. Currently, Alpine is in the lead. Red Bull is sixth, which I find hilarious because the one season I do not put Floof in the Alpine, they're doing pretty good. The one season we do not relegate Floof to throws of the RB. Sorry, it's been a long day. Hello, Floof. The Floof Redemption ended his final act. Yeah, the second we do not relegate Floof to Alpine, Alpine and the Sim. I don't know. We'll see how this goes. Hello, Chechi. Looks like I'm very early today. You are just answering at the beginning, so pretty early. Okay, great. Lock-in of October 9th. I better end second in this XP thing now. Yeah. Honestly, the XP wars has begun. I probably shouldn't mention that too. Streaming XP wars has begun. Who will be the winner of the season of mid, and who will be the winner who spams the chat the most? The two big, important factors here. Hello, Daniel. Who knew the way to get Alpine to do well was to keep Floof away from them? Oh, that's hilarious. Hello, Eds, how you doing? I'm doing good. Just a bit tired. As you can probably imagine, I was supposed to be done at noon today. And then, as things have been for basically the past year or so, we missed people, and I ended up working nearly 3 hours longer than I was supposed to. XP was the only thing I can win. Well, you are currently taking the number 1 title. But before we get started, I'm just going to double check here. We do know that the AI likes to wreck their cars somehow. Let's just ensure that we still have an equal playing field before we get going with the second half of the season, starting out at Bahrain. And so far, the AI has not done anything stupid, which almost feels like a record for these for these streams. So standings: Alpine leads Williams, leads Mercedes, just 7 points between the three of them. RB and McLaren are also close. We could still have a interesting fight for the title. Mimic leads ahead in the championship ahead of Sargent and Verstappen. Jamor is in third. Mourinho is in fourth. It is, again, a very, very close field here. So anyone could really take the lead at any point. Just one good result is all that is needed. We'll see how this goes. Will Daniel pull another donation to take over XP soon? I love that you guys figured out that the YouTube experience system is literally pay to win. It's great. All right, thanks. Very much looking forward to your future Mimizuma video. I think I'm about halfway done with that. I'm just struggling to, again, make it in a way that I'm happy with. It just keeps on getting way too bloated, I feel. But honestly, I should probably just roll with it at this point and get it finished. But we shall see. Looks like Jasper's going to be late. We'll see. We'll see. Personally, I don't care about winning the championship this season. All I want is my first ever top 10. Good luck with that. EXP King has returned. Honestly, we're just going to jump straight in. Bahrain is the next race. We do have basically Zakir, Suzuka, Sandvoort, and we finish off with Jeddah, which usually is a pretty, I want to say, hype race in this game. So let's see how this goes. We are going to Bahrain with the bacteria and the virus. Hopefully, they do not make their way back into my body anytime soon. I swear, children in fall and spring, they're not children anymore. They're just bioweapon factories. That's how it feels like to me.
Hello and welcome.
Let us see how quality goes. Just gonna jump straight in. Did I say bioweapon? I did.
Okay, that's the green light now.
I did call the children and their ability to make bacteria a bioweapon-like. Yes, I did, Poconaldo. Hello, Floof is already getting disdain here from Chi-Chi from the XP Wars. That's great. And then Poconaldo comes in and just claims that title immediately. Only time I'm T1. Yeah, that's kind of funny. Chow Squad on top. To be fair, with the next season looming in the distance, I was considering making it like a baton race style season where you team up with someone as like 2 people, 1 car. One driver does the first 4 races, another driver does the final 4, which will require a little bit of editing, which carries the risk of breaking the save. But I think it could be a fun thing to do, like actually have you make your own teams. We do baton style, 4 races each, and then we see which team comes out on top. The title, give it to me. An Alpine fan shall always suffer. Is that the tenet? Could that be the F1 manager tenets? Alpine must suffer. But let's just get the banker laps out of the way here. I really regret streaming the first part when I did, because I don't even remember much what happened, because I was in such a fever-riddled state. And look at the Floof-demption. It starts where it left off.
Oh dear, that's not what they need right now.
The Spurs of F1, damn. There's no mercy here. Let's see, we had a yellow flying there for a second. But currently, it's the Danger Man.
Now this is what happens.
The Man United of F1. The funny thing is, I was thinking, at least in the lady, is almost an assassination attempt in the qualifiers here, interestingly enough. That would have been wild. P20, maybe this isn't a... maybe this isn't a great lock-in. Man who mocks the man in 6th. Oh, never mind. I love that I turn over to Floof and he's just parked outside the track. Floof here. Really wants to destroy his car already in qualifying. He's had a mechanical failure, a lockup. All that we need now from you, Floof, is a red flag for the Holy Trinity to be completed. Maybe Floof-demption should be Floof-depression. We'll see. Ethan here. We'll not have time for another lap, I think. How is your improvement gonna look? Up into 6. That's not bad. Xenonix, Dimmadome, Maldonado, Max, and Daly here. Other cars in danger. But Danger Man and Verstappen could also end up in trouble here. Singh does not get the best lap here. That final sector isn't anything to write home about, and it's still going to be in danger as a result of that. R2 Cosby here is also not having the best time ever. There's a slow car in front. Does not improve their time. Daly is already 5 to 6 tenths down in the first sector. Not a good start here for the Alpine driver. Good morning, Zach. Nice to see you back. All is well. I'm a lot better than I was just a few days ago. So hopefully we can enjoy some streaming. And I'll be enjoying some gaming this weekend. Daly just barely gets out of danger, and that is probably not going to be enough. Maldonado now. What can the Williams do? The Williams put Daly out of this qualifying session. Verstappen is next, but Singh. Well, we have a lot of cars that are in danger. Singh has been relegated. We have 3 cars that are kind of improving. Xenonix, not the best first sector, but it's still kind of improving compared to some of the others. Just needs to lock in the middle sector. We can see more Maldonado, Crosby, and Sargent all kind of in danger here. Imidum and Max are both improving as things stand. But yeah, Xenonix, well, improvement is in middle sector. It's not going to be good enough. Maldonado and Moore has been relegated. Will Cosby get sent to the Shadow Realm? No, Xenonix could not improve. Daly, Singh, Xenonix, Moore, and Maldonado out in Q1. Finally see Shamo not being in danger. I'm sorry, I think you jinxed yourself a little bit. Hello, Mine, how you doing? Life feels much different when you aren't in an Alpine or a Sauber. So what I'm hearing is next time we do this, you want to be in an Alpine or a Sauber. That did you a quick revive on his phone. Welcome back, Floof.
And that should be the green light.
You had an incident during your first qualifying run here, as you can probably see. Refresh my mind, Max is P2. I believe you might be right. He is P3. But it's just 1 point between him and Sargent, 5 points up to the lead, so anything can still happen with half the season to go. Do I want to tell Floof what happened? Of course I do. I do want to try to do a like a baton race season where you find one other driver to team up with. You can make your own teams, and basically one driver does the first 4 races, a different driver does the next 4. Still the same 8 races, but basically half and half. I don't think we have enough people anymore really to try that, but I think it would be kind of funny to see how how something like that would turn out. Who gets the incident? You had the incident, Floof. Do you not see that? Do you not see that nice yellow marker next to your name? Seems like it didn't slow you down, however. Not gonna lie. I don't think anyone would want to team up with you. I think a lot of people would try to team up with you. A lot of people want to beat the Floof bad luck. And if worst comes to worst, Cosby would probably sacrifice himself. Let's be perfectly honest here. Alpine's so bad that my best result this season was a P5. Edster wants to team up with you. To be fair, if we do like a baton race, I'm forcing you to do it with Poconaldo, the Chow squad. I will make it happen. But yeah, in terms of Floof's car, what do we think the damage is? Floof has a faulty gearbox. Oh, yellow flag. Where's the Floof? He's hiding in the pits. Couldn't have been him. It is Ethan.
Right, let's have a look here as we go into turn 8. Whoa, and there it goes. And that certainly wouldn't have been in their plans today.
Oh, is it going to be Haas and Haas violence here? Oh, they both are really, really close to each other for their banker laps. Ethan, though, had that spin, is not going to have a good run here, let's just be honest. Smooth Operator is up next. You okay with finishing last? Maybe. You know what happened? I'd mess up the first 4 races and leave poker with too much to do. I love that you say that, and at the same time, I want to be in team with Floof. Somehow you're not going to leave Floof too much suffering. Let's go for a clean sweep of last place. That's brutal. That is brutal. Mourinho here gets out of danger and goes second fastest. Joel, who has been trying to get wins rather than 10 places, goes second fastest ahead of Mourinho again. Final laps are starting right now here with Floof just having started his, I believe, with that damaged gearbox. We have Verstappen on the track, we have Sargent on the track, and there is some traffic for Sargent. That is not going to be good for him. And we see no improvement from anyone really in the first sector. Floof did step out, so Floof is not actually on a fast lap. It is Verstappen and Sargent, and already there's 4 tenths lost to Sargent here. That is not a great start to his qualifying run. Verstappen, improvement in the middle sector. Similar time there for Sargent. Is it going to be enough, though, to get out of danger, or rather get to 11th, which is where you want to be? It was up to 7. That's not bad. Sargent does improve time, does not improve placement. Next up, we have Cosby. Currently, Dangerman couldn't really improve. Dimmadome is going to be up next there for the Haas crew. Both of them kind of in danger as things stand. As Cosby here has improved both the first and the middle sector, and done so convincingly. Goes 6th fastest, putting Dangerman out as things stand, but in that coveted 11th place. And Floof here has just decided that now we're done. We're not doing any more runs. Ethan, not the best qualifying run there. 7 tenths behind Sargent. And what can Mimic do here? Mimic probably the only one right now who could do any sort of improvement. And we could see the Hasses are 10 and 11. Mimic does not improve. It's going to be starting 11th here as things stand. And with that, qualifying is over. Dangerman, Mimic, Operator, Floof, Sargent, and Ethan out in Q2. You could give me fresh components because they've been so nice to you lately, please, Mr. Nerbanks. Honestly, we stopped doing that because it kept on causing some issues with the save file. So I'm sorry. No fresh components this time around. You will just have to suffer the indignity. But I did give everyone an extra set of components to kind of compensate for it, so you don't start from the pit lane, hopefully. But we all know how the AI is. They are not gonna do the smart thing. At least with Floof to suffer, it would be constant. Oh no. I was finishing consistent in top 5. My teammate was the DNFing. That's too exciting, Poker. If you team with me at a constant P10. No, I'm sorry, Floof. No fresh components for you. I won't be nice to you in the future. Well, as a punishment for Floof's sins, I'll be stealing another fastest lap point. Don't blame me, blame the Floof for not being nice to me. Okay. We have our banker laps. Max is the slowest one out there. genuinely what you want to be here, but he's going to try and improve. And up front, it's pretty close, actually. Top 5 are within a tenth of each other. Yeah, I stingy with parts. They are, yes. They are indeed. Purple first sector for David. Max 310s down, which is actually good news for him. Actually, very good news for him. Middle sector. It's a yellow middle sector. That is better news. There's another purple coming out from David here. Ferrari's going to get that 1 point for pole position. Damn it all. And Max does not improve. Has basically secured themselves as the 9th place starter. And David does improve the lap time by a couple of tenths here. Let's see if anyone can do anything with that. Cosby and Joel are both trying. Joel here takes that purple middle sector. They have very, very similar lap times. To the line. Can you take it from the Ferrari? You can. By 500ths of a second. What about Cosby here? It's a 10th down on Joel. Mourinho now with the purple first sector. Did not improve enough. This is an incredibly close qualifying, all things considered. And now we have the 2 Astons here. They're improving. Are they going to improve enough to cause some problems? Verstappen did not. Hayes did not. Coconaldo goes second fastest. Mourinho right now is setting purple after purple. And does in fact take that pole position ahead of Dimmadome. So Max, Hayes, Cosby, Verstappen, David, Coconaldo, Joel, Dimmadome, and Mourinho is the lineup here. I made another save for what seems like the millionth time. This time on 8 races. Yeah. Vegas, Coda, Miami, Australia, Stanwood, Monza, Imola, Brazil. Be a fun season, yeah. I've been solid enough. Shame or better do well in race from P17, P14. You want to get to P10 though. That's your whole goal. I don't think the Floof Redemption is on anymore. Let's face it, Floof. You just need one, you know, really mid result, and then the Floof Redemption is bad. Then the Floof Redemption is back in business. For now, though, let us put us in the pit lane. Let's see if we get Floof there with us. If the AI has decided to allow him to suffer. Bahrain, here we come.
Well, it's great to have you with us, folks. And this is it. The Bahrain
Do I see a Red Bull? I do.
And it's lights out, and away we go.
Away we go. We are sitting in the pit lane. I see a yellow marker next to the Floof Redemption's name. That 30% gearbox has been elected to do another race here as Danger Man starts in 10th with Mimic and Max around him. Let's see how this goes. That's a pretty bad start from the Danger Man. And immediately gets overtaken by the Mimic. Could even get overtaken by Operator here potentially. But we are underway. Mimic now up into 10th. And we'll have to see if I can keep up the good work that he did in the first half of the season. Are you advocating for the Floof Redemption to occur? Honestly, at this point, Floof, it has to happen. You've tried so hard for so long. And in the end, I feel like you should be rewarded for your efforts. Look at that start from Shaymore up to 15th here. Need a little bit more work, but there are used tires up front, which is definitely gonna mess up the pit schedule a little bit, I think. But yeah, we'll have to see. Bahrain generally has, well, Bahrain does have DRS trains. When everyone is equal, it should be even more of a DRS train. But you can already see the effects of medium versus soft tires here. Pocanaldo down 2 seconds before we're done with the first lap here. Redemption would be a nice change of the Flufastrophe. No. Why did you coin that term, the Flufastrophe? Daniel, what have you done to me? Flufastrophe. Who am I? What have I done with Nero? I am a man who now has the weekend come a day early. And let's face it, Battlefield is releasing tomorrow, so I'll be enjoying just turning off my brain and clicking heads. So that's what's been done to me. Nero would wish further catastrophe on me. Okay, Floof. By my power of jinxing, you will now lock up and hit the wall. Since you feel it is weird, we need to go back to the basics here. First couple laps here are done. We can see top 3 running away. The medium tires here are slowing down the rest of the grid quite a bit. Softs are superior around Bahrain. There's just no question about it. We'll have to see how this is gonna develop, if you will. Despite having just 8 races, AI teams voted on more engine parts. I put on 2 ARSs, 3 engines, 3 gearboxes, I think at the start. Then they voted for 435. Yeah. The thing is that even if you change the number of gearboxes, the ARSs, and so forth, the AI will still. It doesn't change the regulation changes. You can still get straight back to 435. I take back what I said. The ultimate jinxer, please. I need all the help I can get. Well, we're currently watching Max, so if there was an incident here where he, say, sent Operator to the Shadow Realm, I could have helped you get into the points. So we'll see how this goes, as Hayes now is sitting in 10th. Ain't no way I made Shay the same. Oh, I did jinx Max.
There's a yellow flag now.
Max with a spin, and now I held up Floof instead.
Things are okay at this stage.
I'm sorry, Max.
It just goes. And that won't do anything to help those tires.
Look at the roadblock here, and suddenly Floof and everyone else is 3 seconds off the rest of the gang here. Interesting enough, even with that spin, Max is better tires than Hayes. That is wild. Cosby sends his best. He can't watch the stream right now because it's a plus. I appreciate it, Edster. I hope he learns something, because if he doesn't, I will disqualify him from next season's Driver Championship. I did it to you, Floof, because we're pals. The reason why I jinx you, Floof, is because you feel like me being kind to you is wrong, so I will jinx you instead and bring suffering upon the Floofdemption journey. That way you'll feel better, right? P14, Shaymore. Floof is the next meal on the docket. Dimmadome is leading the charge up ahead. Pocanaldo and Joel are still squabbling. But they're going to get a little bit more of an advantage now when the soft runners start to fall off, and they're going to probably pit out of the way. Honestly, that's kind of helpful too, because they are currently wasting everyone else's soft tires by having them stuck behind the DRS train. I'm curious how this is going to go, as Operator now finds himself in that 10th place. Hayes and Operator are falling back from the group as well, which means they're kind of having that 9th, 10th, and 11th place be out of reach of the cars further ahead. And Max here is working very, very hard to catch back up to 10th place as things stand. And we have another yellow flag as David has had a lockup.
So here we go, heading into turn 1. And the car just locks. And they'll need to be mindful of the effect that that had on the tyres.
That's a pretty rough lock up there from the Ferrari. And he's down in 5th dancing stand. Ethan now with a mechanical fault. 42% tires. That really did a number on them. But yeah, as mentioned, tire wear is high here. AI doesn't really manage their tires very well. So let's see what this race has in store. I need to believe in the Floof Redemption. Come on, Floof, you can redeem yourself. Maybe. We'll see. I just had an ad about a dude dying to a monkey. What? What are your ads? Here we go. Medium tire for David. First one to pit after that lockup. And Dimmadome right now is running a little bit away with it. Nothing in major. But it has put Floof in a podium position, at least temporary. I don't know how Hayes is eating these softs as much as he is. But those softs are being devoured. I'm just going to speed this up a little bit here as we are getting closer now to the pit stops. And Hayes, are you going to go around again? Because that's going to really, really mess with the cars further behind. As Xenonix pulls a spin. Oh, a bit live. I think I've seen it on Steam, yeah. Hayes does come into the pits. Xenonix, are you going to pit? Good. That way we avoid punctures. Next up on the puncture block would be Max or Verstappen. Love to see what they can do. Are there soft tires on that? The soft tires for Hayes and the McLaren. They're going to use the medium at the end of the race as it looks. Yeah, Max here is in puncture territory, and basically the fact that you run tires that are about to go boom is causing problems. Verstappen into pits, Max into pits. They both decide to get rid of those tires. I see another soft and another soft. A lot of cars they're opting to save that medium stint till the end. Booth was happy there for 5 seconds. Before he fell down to 11th. But with the pit stops now beginning in earnest, we'll see where people end up. Some traffic for Floof, medium tires, soft ISA for Sargent, for Singh. Bit of a traffic. No, RB, you absolute fools. RB actually did a double stack here with Shane Moore and Singh at the same time. And that is, that's not good for the RB lineup here. Floof, though, is out right behind Shane Moore and will be trying to cause some mayhem with a well-timed lockup. You're not supposed to do Alonso moves, Floof. That's illegal. Referee, get him out of here. Ethan's mechanical fault has escalated. Not good for the Sauber driver. Hopefully they can get him a new component. And Dimmadome here is doing a Hayes and just stays parked in the pit lane way longer than he needed to. And as a result, he'll be shuffled down the order. Dangerman in 14th, Maldonado 18th. We are getting to kind of the end of the first set of pit stops here. We only have 4 cars remaining, Ethan being one of them. And the 3 medium runners. So far, this is kind of working in Floof's favor, not gonna lie. Cosby assures me that he is learning and dares you to DQ him because, direct quote, he knows more than the average person. Because ask 99% of people and they say, what the F is anyone was saying? Okay, fair, I guess. Right now, we have a very interesting situation here where Daly is kind of holding up the rest of the grid. Ah, here we go. The
Well, yeah,
Redemption.
right. It certainly looks like they've
Got a little
developed
bit too
fault.
cocky, and the fault escalated. Redemption is real, he says, as his gearbox is exploding in real time. And we have a yellow flag.
Finding out
There's a
what's happened here,
crash.
it looks to be the McLaren that's involved.
It's Synonix at the back, and I believe Ethan. Oh. Synonix ate the end plate of Ethan's car, I'm pretty sure. He took a little bit more out of the end plate out of that front wing. Damn. Are we going to see another penalty? Because that is... that's a lot of damage. That's Joel's now coming to the pit lane. Soft tires. No penalties given. Where is Joel going to exit? As Daly 2 now comes into the pit. Joel comes out in 5th. Daly, in the Alpine, is having some dinner before leaving. I need that for future reference, purely because it's an Alpine.
Slow one.
But yeah, slow stop here for Daly. Puts him all the way at the back and at quite the big margin too. 10 seconds now off the rest of the grid. As there is a pretty interesting fight up front here, really. 3 cars that are battling it out quite aggressively. But yeah, the gearbox failure here, not doing Floof any favors. 2 to 3 seconds slower than the cars around him. Floof now, still holding on for dear life, not giving up without a fight here. As both Sargent and Moore slide by. 19 laps into this race. The Hasses are having a pretty good time. 9th and 11th. Hayes currently sitting in 10th. And they would probably be happy with this result if it goes all the way till the end. But we'll have to see. Hayes is still eating tires like nobody's business. 60% at the moment. That could result in, well, some interesting after effects, I guess we could say. Now catching up to the cars further ahead, though. Operator and 2 Cosby, putting them back into contention. That is not good for the trio here, and that is holding the highest point-scoring places as things stand. Jay Moore, Sergeant Maldonado, all trying to chase them down 7 seconds down the road. The Floof gearbox problem slowed them down a lot.
Now the Ferrari's involved in this one.
Oh, a Ferrari has had a Ferrari incident. It's David again
A bit too hard at this
with a
point.
Red Bull.
And not just one car involved in that, as you can see.
A little bit of bullying going on between the Ferrari and the Red Bull cars. Red Bull losing a couple of positions here. Mourinho. But no damage for either car, so I kind of have gotten away with it a little bit. I might be slow as a brick, but I'm walling. Leaves 2 goals playing this game. Getting into top 10 and not allowing people to pass him. Oh, side by side here, Ferrari and Red Bull. Not the same Red Bull, sorry, not the same Ferrari that crashed into him. But low confidence is low confidence. We could have another incident. Feels like the Norris and Oscar bump, but Ferrari got pushed a bit more. Yeah. I'm hoping that we get less papaya rules for the last race of the season. I kind of want to see the silk gloves get taken off. For the real life F1, if you will. Litchman still chilling in 10th here. Hayes in 11th. The Williams and Moore here are chasing them down. The gap has decreased by 2 seconds. But what will actually happen here? Yeah, I feel like the papaya rules. Yes, we're gonna do a controversial take here. I feel like the papaya rules are there to protect Norris for the most part, which is a bit of a shame. Because Norris has just generally benefited more from it than Piastri has, which kind of sucks. And the fact that they had the celebration planned for the media pen, that they couldn't actually plan around that to have Oscar be a part of it, is just extra ridiculous to me. What just happened? Did we have another lockup from David here?
Ferrari. Things look fine here.
David gonna kill a... No, just a light lockup. That's what happened. David now collecting lockups this race, as Mourinho has somehow fallen down into 10th. How has he done this? He's failing upwards. McLaren have both drivers fighting for the championship. Well, they've locked down the championship, so now they can just play Destruction Derby. Like, put all the bells and whistles away. Let them just fight it out. Get done. Have fun the last few races. Keep it interesting, if you will. I think Piastri's not going to play nice anymore. That was the breaking point. Yeah, I would think so too. Like, I also find it hilarious for everyone that says that, oh, Norris had a great pass. Norris did a good job being aggressive. Being aggressive is fine. Hitting 2 cars to get an overtake done is not fine. Because it did, in fact, run into another slow stop there. That's made bad worse there for Ethan. But let's face it, Ethan will not be doing anything this race, really. He's just praying that whatever is wrong with his car, it explodes. But yeah, whenever I heard people say that, oh, it was a great move, I just shaking my head. If it's a great move to hit 2 cars to pass, then we might as well just go back to karting. We might as well just start doing F1 bumper cars at that point. Give them the big inflatable ring and let them shunt each other out of the way instead of actually passing properly. I really want Piastri to win the championship. We haven't had an Australian win a title since Alan Jones. Yeah, honestly, I kind of wanted Piastri to win too, simply because the Brits are pretty insufferable. Personal opinion when it comes to this championship, and Brown and McLaren are not helping that image with how they treat Lando with baby gloves. Sing right now and more fighting for 11th as things stand. We are getting to the final set of pit stops here, most likely. Are we going to see any silly double stacks? The RBs did one already. Maldonado with the pit stop issue is not what he needed. That puts him way down the order. And Floof right now is getting very, very close to holding up his teammate. In pure Floof passion. Now, the RBs are running basically side by side here. Odds are they will do a double pit stop, particularly as both are going around again. No, are they? Yeah, they are. I don't know why I thought one was missing there for a second. My old age is catching up to me, but yeah. Basically, they're still running side by side. We could have another double trouble pit stop. We'll have to see how that goes. But a lot of used tires on the track right now. Now, I'm not saying all Brit sides, but F1 gives a lot of airtime to the ones that are. Like regular Brits, I have no problem with them. I visited England a couple of times. Like, honestly, can't complain. It's been a good time both times. But like the excuses made for Norris during his incident in Singapore, then you know, you hit 2 cars to overtake and somehow that is a great overtake. That just, it's just a Lulu, let's be honest. Like, we have criticized Norris for his aggression. I've done that too. But there's a difference between aggression and, you know, actually having clean passes. Being aggressive, trying a move is fine. Hitting another car while trying a move is a problem. Max won't win unless McLaren trip over themselves. The thing is, I can see McLaren tripping over themselves. Because the Papaya rules have had the opposite effect. Like, oh, we have Papaya rules here to ensure that our drivers do not implode on each other. But I don't know. I just don't feel like they've been doing Papaya rules consistently. And then you just end up with frustration building up. And at one point, that frustration is going to explode. And then suddenly you have two McLarens out of the race. Max picks up a win somehow. And boom, suddenly you have a Verstappen chasing a championship while the McLarens are having their civil war. And, you know, somehow we just have Max pull a Russell come out of nowhere and win. This is still the first track? Yeah, it's the first track of today. I'm sorry. I'm in a chatty mood. Apologies. But yeah, it's the first track of this stream. Max is inevitable. A few more mistakes is going to be there. That's what I fear. Like, that is what I fear for McLaren. That they've allowed the Papaya problem to fester. And at one point, that is going to... Like, you can't have a thing like the Papaya rules fester and have Max, who is just a machine, chasing you. It's going to add so much unnecessary stress to both of your drivers, so much pressure. And again, I feel personally that Norris does kind of crack a little bit under pressure. It's not meant to be, you know, an insult or anything like that. It's just my observation of him. And again, Norris is just going to get more and more desperate, I do believe, as we get closer to the end of the season, if he can't get ahead of Piastri. So yeah, should be a firework of an end to this year, which could be amazing. And if the McLarens do end up with a civil war, I think can see Max taking it all. Just that much of a machine. Next time you come to UK, let me know and we'll have to link up. Next time I come, I haven't actually planned anything, but I'm probably gonna go to Liverpool, I think. We shall see. Let's be honest, if that was Max, he'd get a 10-second time penalty for causing a collision. Yeah, I was surprised that there was nothing for Norris there. I know you go, oh, first lap incident, but yeah, it's wild to me that he hit two cars with no penalty at all. Coda sprint weekend? Should be, but I don't... In reality, yes. He hates Lando. No, I don't mind Lando, but he does have that... I don't know what it is. There's something about him that rubs me a little bit the wrong way. Kind of like a more... That's gonna sound even, you know, more hate for Lando. Like a more skilled Stroll. Which is weird. But yeah, we're getting to the end there. Sorry for getting off on a tangent. We have Joel in 9, Cosby in 10, and then Dimmadome in 11. We still have Mourinho needing to pit. No way he gets to the end on that. But apart from that, we do seem to be pretty much settled here. So Maldonado, Dimmadome, and Cosby currently in the best positions here to take advantage out of this race. That's the other part of the country. Yeah, but let's face it, any planes from Norway to England always stop in London, so I'd have to make my way from there. So something can probably be done. Don't you think Oscar's not looking as ice cold as he was at the beginning of the season? You could just see cracks. The thing is, we call Oscar like the new Iceman, but let's be honest here, Kimi wasn't the Wasn't the Iceman really because he was ice cold? He was the Iceman because he just didn't give a shit about anything. Like, the dude would crash out of a race and then go sit on his yacht instead of going back to his team or anything like that. So you are starting to see cracks, of course. I do agree with that. We're starting to see cracks in Piastri, and I think those cracks are frustration more than anything else. So I'm curious to see how it's going to go. At this point, I feel like Red Bull should just take the dive here, gamble on him if they really, really want to. Because let's face it, the juniors hasn't lit the world on fire. Like, I'd like to see Hadjar get a try in the Red Bull, but let's make it the 2027 Red Bull. Let's give them a year to cook after the regulation change, so they don't, you know, destroy another rookie. So yeah, kidnap Piastri. Give him a chance. Honestly, at this point, Mercedes. I don't know what's going on with Mercedes. They have Russell. Let's say that Russell is good. Can't complain about that. He somehow just pops up and wins out of nowhere. Antonelli probably been a little bit less of a, probably a little bit worse than we expected. Let's be honest, but he could also still grow. It's his rookie season. I don't think there's going to be anything from there. And let's not even mention Ferrari. The lift and coast debacle last season and the fact that their brakes explode if you use them is... Yeah, I don't want to go to Ferrari. And to be fair, they do have Hamilton and Leclerc, but let's be honest, Leclerc does feel to me also that his frustration now is also shining through. And to the point where I could potentially see even Leclerc leaving Ferrari. So it could be a really, really interesting season of hot potato. And this is becoming more of a talk show than a Drivers' Championship. I'm sorry about that. But it's fun discussing F1 like this. T19, the Floof redemption will just be more remarkable when it occurs because of this. Yes, I believe Floof. I believe in Floof redemption. Dunn left the McLaren Junior stable? I didn't know that. Oh, he's going to Red Bull. I see. See, I'm useless in Alpine. Hello, Daily. How you doing? Wait, I have a question based on some vids or tweets. I saw a guy message said that Leclerc go to McLaren, Oscar to Ferrari, and Max to Mercedes. That would be a wild set of hot potato, but I don't think I see that happening. If that happens, it's going to be hilarious, yes. But yeah, it could be a Piastri-Leclerc swap. Wouldn't be too surprising, honestly. It would still come as a... Well, too surprising. It would be a huge surprise, I'm not going to lie. But yeah, Leclerc has been getting the Ferrari treatment for far too many years, let's be honest. If Leclerc becomes available in driving market, I'm sure Laurent will have a full go to sign him. Honestly, at this point, Red Bull just needs to, you know, get a second driver too that can be helpful. I'm guessing Tsunoda is helpful, but he's not been setting the world on fire, and it is a shame because I would have liked to see Tsunoda do well. But yeah, the Red Bull is just a weird car, as it turns out. We've actually been giving Paris too much shit. Paris Redemption was not what I had in store for the 2025 season. But yeah, I think next year a lot of drivers will be evaluating their options as we get to see who nailed the 2026 regs and who did not. I've been chatting too much. My brain is melting. And yeah, if Ferrari completely flounders, I'd see Leclerc looking for greener pastures. Lando can be champions, Leclerc, yeah. Paris Redemption coming in 2026 with Cadillac. Can you imagine if Cadillac... Oh, Leonardo pits again. Okay.
So we see the Williams crew ready here. The rear right.
A lot of mistakes right now for the pit crews here. Oh, yellow flag. It is
Now,
Joel.
you can see what happened. Look at the McLaren driver here. Nothing wrong so far. And the car fails to respond.
That's unfortunate for the McLaren. But yeah, Dimmadome. Still enjoying 10th. I mean, 10 laps to go. We could see some more pit stops. Hayes is going to need to pit. We'll have to see if they can actually manage the soft tires well enough to get through this without issue. But yeah, if we get a Paris Redemption arc in 26 with Cadillac, that would be honestly kind of deserved. It would be funny. I saw a TikTok video saying that Russell Antonelli is staying at Merc. Wouldn't be surprising, honestly. I think a lot of drivers right now kind of just want to, well, have some stability before they go into next season and then make the decision on what they want to do. As Dimmadome has been moving upwards right now, Hayes is still staying out with 10 laps to go on used mediums. That could be really, really bad for the Aston driver. I don't expect Cadillac to be finding wins. No, me neither, but like, how funny would it be? The rule of funny prevails, Zach. I think Merca locked in with Russell and Kimi for 2026, and that's a safe bet. Yeah, honestly, I think a lot of teams and drivers are just gonna kind of stay put, because it is a big regulation change. You don't know who's gonna win out, who's gonna lose out, and then you can make your decision after you, well, kind of had a look at it. Because McLaren has had an incredible resurgence during the past couple of years compared to how it was when, well, they were doing testing in Bahrain to figure out what was wrong with their car. Synonix has pitted, and Hayes is down to 25% right now. Living dangerously, as it were. Russell wasn't happy with his offer for the new contract. It wouldn't surprise me. I think the issue was the Mercedes that love to just do the 1+1. That way, Mercedes can just say, "Nah, we finally snatched Verstappen, you're out." But yeah, I think Russell just wants more years on his contract than anything else, and then he'll be happy. Can't wait to see Williams in 2026. They put 3 years of their R&D for the 26 regs. Honestly, again, it should be interesting to see how 26 turns out. Yeah. Last one again on TikTok. Theory from other TikTokers: VCAR might promote Hajar. Yeah, I've seen that one too. They might do that, but at the same time, I don't know. Again, Red Bull has been kind of promoting rookies left and right lately, and I don't think it really has helped them. But on the flip side, it does help the junior program, because, like, as a junior team, or rather Red Bull junior program, you can kind of see, look at how many of our junior team drivers have been given an opportunity in F1. You can literally say, if you join our program, you have a 10-time better chance to get a shot at like 5-6 races in F1 than any other program, maybe except for Alpine. But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of wild to me just how many they've gone through the last year or so. Yeah, Lindblad hasn't really been being super amazing this season, so I think he needs at least 1 more year in F2. It's going to be a trial by fire, and Red Bull do love their trials by fire. If you believe the rumors, Merc are going to have the best car in 26, so that's the team to be in. I don't know if it's the best car per se that the rumors are saying. I think what the rumors are saying is that the Mercedes engine is going to be the best in 26, which could translate to the best car, don't get me wrong. But I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me. Mercedes has been pretty solid with their engine usually, so looking forward to seeing exactly how that goes. If I was Sancho, I would reject the Red Bull seat. Yes. Yeah, we'll see. We will see. There is 4 laps to go. I'm going to focus on this race as David has destroyed his tires. He's not going to pit again. We're going to see a puncture here, I'm pretty sure. That is going to promote Shea Moore as things stand into the points, very likely. But yeah, 25% left on these tires is not what is needed right now. As Cosby, Joel, and Mourinho are holding on to the top step right now. But Moore is in the mix. Smooth Operator leads out front ahead of Verstappen and Mimic. Dangerman and Poconaldo are squabbling for 4th. And Dimmadome is dimmer faulting, with David and Singh leading the charge here. We are getting closer to the end. 3 laps to go. 23% tires here from David. Again, I don't think those tires are going to live for 3 more laps. It just doesn't seem likely to me. And Moore has made it up into 11. Need to close that distance so the cars in front get DRS. Or Cosby will just take that back immediately here. They've also linked up with, well, David here because David is slow and holding up Singh. That could change the order up front as well. As Poconaldo has somehow gotten himself up into 3rd. Sadly, 3rd does not pay very well in this format, so that is not going to be very helpful for him. We shall see. Joel, 2 laps to go, is holding on to 10th. Shea Moore is currently in 11th here, and Cosby has just been left behind. David, 21%. As Mourinho gets by, Joel is going to get by here, and Shea Moore should also get by. The question is just, when does that puncture come? Is it going to come at a time that's going to allow Cosby to catch back up? And right now, the time lost here is hugely beneficial for Joel and Moore. Kind of. Not really, because now the entire train is coming for them. Maldonado, right behind with better tires, is going to be a problematic customer for Moore. And Maldonado just squeezes by just like that. Final lap is underway. We'll have to see if they can get the Ferrari here. Not in the first DRS zone. And to make matters worse, Cosby sneaks back in as a result of that. And Moore now has been shuffled down to 14th. Sononix on those fresh assaults is just carving up the back of the grid. And David is still just causing pain and punishment for everyone behind with those very used medium tires. Mayhem and suffering for everyone at the moment as Cosby moves up to 11th. Is David going to decide who gets the points here? Looks like it. Operator takes the first place finish. Verstappen second. Poconaldo gets 3rd. Endangerman, Mimic, Dimmadome. Singh is going to come in 7th here, I do believe. Ahead of Mourinho. And we finally have that puncture send David down the order. But Cosby has already secured 11th with that. Maldonado gets 10th. Joel gets 9th. Cosby ends up 11th. And Moore got absolutely shafted there by the results. Floof has once again avoided being lapped this time around. But yeah, not a good day for the Floofdemption Rebellion. It ends in tears for some of us. Me and Ethan have been having a thrilling game of Go Fish. JG straight up jinxed VCOM with that double points message. That wasn't the P3 I wanted. Well, you got it. And for Smooth Operator, this wasn't the plus 11 places that he wanted either. But it happened. Why is Max P2? Shouldn't have said I was in contention for the private championship. It happens. Cosby is Parker, yes. You are correct. Here's happiness. I'm number 1 and then Floof just immediately takes it away. I am inevitable, it says. Drivers then, Mourinho takes the lead here. We have a 3-point gap between the top three. Sorry, 4-point gap. No? It's a 3-point gap. 55, 56, 57. 3 more points for Matador and he'll be up there. I'm very good at math today, clearly. Not like my brain is fried. And honestly, this has been pretty close in terms of the championship, so we might need to change the point system a little bit going forward. So we'll see. Constructors then, Williams takes the lead ahead of Mercedes and Alpine. Alpine has been booted down a couple of steps here. But we are even having a close fight in the Constructors. 3 races to go. We are going to... Where are we going next? Japan. Some more pain and suffering. And as I mentioned, I did mess up the weather. So we might not get a single wet race. And I apologize to any adaptability boys out there. We must stay humble. You're picking up the floof curse right now, Chechi. Picking up the floof curse, as it were. It is equal performance. We checked before the last race. The cars were still absolutely equal. But yeah, equal performance in card. Cars. I'll spend 200k. I don't actually have money. Like, I have 800k in the bank. Am I losing money monthly? Am I? Oh yeah, I'm losing money monthly. We're gonna be in debt before the end of this season. Yeah, as funny as that is. This is not financial advice. We're gonna be poor. Commentating job here does not pay as well as I hoped, as it turns out. I am 20 points behind, 10th in the championship. 3 races to go. Normal, I'd say it's over, but I believe in the Floof Redemption. We're getting rain for Japan. We're getting that one rain race, and of course it is going to be Suzuka, because why wouldn't it be? Do you still believe in the Floof Redemption, Floof?
Welcome, everyone.
We're having light rain for the race itself, which should shake things up. And they have not given Floof a new gearbox. Floof's gearbox is still absolutely destroyed. And I'm just joking, Floof, don't worry. They did give you a new gearbox.
Over the line.
Rain in Japan is always spicy, yeah.
Stay negative in Delta.
We'll see how this goes. Floof is currently slower than the Sauber. Currently slower than a car with a mechanical fault. But that is just a bank collapse. They're not representative really of anything. Let's see where people squeeze in with the bankers. You can kind of see it here. Hayes is 5 seconds behind. Sen is just 1. So yeah, traffic. Could be a ton of different things in Japan that causes some problems. And now we have a red flag. You can't park there, sir. There's been a crash because that's another car over there. That looks like a little bit of the Alpine pink there, right there, if I'm not mistaken. But yes, you can't park there, sir. Paces through the wall. At least he didn't hit the audience, but the other one is the Mimic. That's not going to be a happy tie, depending on who's the source of this crash. I can't imagine we're going to get some strongly worded letters. Did the Mimic hit the Mercedes? He did, in fact, hit the Mercedes and just shuffled into the Shadow Realm. That's going to be a paddling right there for the Alpine driver. Mimic penalty as things stand. And yeah, that red flag is going to cause a couple of problems. Very likely a Cosby is actually going to be through. or rather Petros driver. Mimic is just straight up out. Straight up out in 16th. The question is, I'm pretty sure Cosby here is gonna need, yeah, penalty collision cost. I'm pretty sure Petros driver is gonna need, at the very least, a new gearbox. So we'll have to see just how bad that damage was once once the race starts, really. Poconaldo, first one out here, gonna have to get through some traffic, and that is gonna be painful for the lap time. But it's already so far off the order that I don't think it's gonna be a massive issue here, as the McLaren is chunky and in the way. No improvement for Poconaldo. Dangerman coming up from behind is already almost a second up. Does in fact go fastest as things stand. In danger then, Sargent, Ethan, Joel, and Hayes. Ethan is improving. Sargent just barely improves enough to go ahead of David, but then gets knocked out by Ethan. And it's not looking great here for Hayes. Joel is trying and also holding up an RB in the process. Is that the RB or more? It is not, but the McLaren is holding more up and is now in danger. This is not great for the RB driver. Needs the McLaren to just get out of the way. And Joel is improving, but it's going to be too little too late. And with that, I think both Joel and Moore might be out here. And they are. Joel held up the RB. As a result, both of them are out in Q1 alongside Sergeant David and Mimic, who committed a violent crime. Wait. The typical Alpine shenanigans. Well, this time it wasn't actually Floof in the Alpine, so I thought we'd be able to escape those Alpine shenanigans. And in Q2, not again. Nah. That is very unfortunate, but yeah, the traffic did you dirty there. There's no way around it. JT's having a textbook Floof crash out. The worst part is, you're not wrong, Floof. It is kind of a textbook crash out where you have hope, where you have optimism, and then someone just comes and slaps it out of you. Okay, Q2. Let's get it underway.
Mode charge.
Banker laps are happening. There's only going to be 5 cars out because Cosby is, well, they couldn't fix his car in time. Unsurprisingly, I might add. As things stand, Ethan is still in trouble, followed by Sinonix and Verstappen, Operator and Mourinho. Blue somehow, third fastest as things stand, followed by Poconaldo and Hayes. Aldonado is the quickest car out on the order, and Floof here is actually going to be the first car to set an outlap. And as we can see, there's 3 cars right now that just left the pits. Are they gonna be in the way of the Floofster? No, 2 of them have been cleared pretty painlessly. What about the... Oh, look at this. That is not going to be an improvement there from the Floofster. Danger Man sets a much better time. And yeah, Floof lost over a second in the first sector. Hopefully not too many improve here. Although if he can get to 11th, he'll probably be happy. Next year is your Floof. Am I Ferrari Poco? We will see. As Poconaldo incidentally gets blocked by a Ferrari and loses a couple of seconds himself. A lot of traffic this time around. No improvement from the Floofster. What can Mourinho do here? Goes fast out everyone. Pushes Poconaldo and Floof close to the brink. We do see Verstappen here trying to improve, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Traffic again, causing some pain and suffering, and it just is not enough. Verstappen is out as things stand in 11th. And we'll have to see what the rest can do. Sinonix is in the pit lane. Sinonix is out. Ethan is out. What can Operator do here? Daly is under track. Does not have the best first sector. But neither did Max here. We'll have to see if either Operator or Max can cause some problems here for Daly. Operator goes fastest, knocks out Daly. What can Max do here? That's a terrible-ish middle sector. It's just straight up terrible. No improvement. Daly, Verstappen, Max, Ethan, and Xenonix out in Q2. Dimmadome, Pocanaldo, and Floof just barely survive. Although, let's be honest, both of them would have really liked to go one step further down in the order. The Floof damage is far stronger than a minor setback. What if you get 100 minor setbacks in a row, Floof? What do you do then?
And that should be the green lights now.
P12, we take those. Can live with it for sure. What does the bankers say here? Operator with the time to beat. Mourinho, well, now with the time to beat. That is quite the improvement. And Floof is once again slowest in Q3. Kind of what you want to be, so it's just very, very good of him. E60, we take those more. Now, Floof did not like me talking shit, and immediately is going to set a purple first sector. Is there going to be some traffic up ahead from the Haas? Haas is going to get caught in potentially the corner here, which would be bad for the Floofster. And yeah, that is a lot of time lost, which is probably kind of good. Lockup from Floof, what?
Let's take a look at the replay. It's the Red Bull driver. Things were going smoothly. Oh, and the car locks up. It was just unable to do much about it.
Excuse me, Floof? Excuse me? You locked up. You were done with the lockup before you got to the corner. And you decided, nah, I have 2 purple sectors. I don't want to try anymore. I'm heading to the pit lane. This is probably the smartest thing the AI has ever done in this game. I'm not even joking. This is probably one of the smartest things I've ever seen the AI done in this game. And I don't think it did it on purpose. How do you lock up? Like, he started braking on the middle of the straight there. How dare you, Floof? The Floof Redemption is back in full order as it stands. Operator, Pocanaldo now. Can you do what Floof did? You do what Floof did and get yourself down the grid. No, up to second instead. Not really what you needed right now. We'll speed this up a little bit as Danger Man and Singh are both doing their laps right now. Purple middle sector from Danger Man right now. Goes fastest. Singh with the purple middle sector. Similar first sector to Danger Man. Should be able to take the pole here. Does do that. And Dimmadome has gone even quicker in the first sector, even with the damage. What can Dimmadome do here? A terrible first sector for Hayes. Kind of puts him out of contention, but we'll see. Maldonado. Not the best middle sector. It's not gonna do wonders for him. Should honestly just do the Floof thing and back out. Hayes not improve. Goes actually second fast. That's an amazing final sector, I think, to make up for it. I'm sorry that I question you, and Mourinho does take it all back. Floof, Hayes, Operator, Pocanaldo, the 2 Haas drivers, Maldonado, Singh, and Mourinho are the results here in quali. Floof playing it smart for once. For once. The Cult of Floof needs you. I thought your cult was called the Cult of Redemption, Floof. Imagine doing a competitive lap. Wouldn't be me. Okay, the rain is coming at the halfway point of this race, and it's going to dry up towards the end. This is going to be chaos, and I'm all here for it. Look at this. Just a tiny little squabble on the track. The Intis might actually explode during this pace right here, because yeah, it's recommending lap 30. We might get so little rain that after the adaptability for once will actually be the adaptability might actually be the most important stat this race. We'll see. It would be very, very interesting if it does, you know, become that. So with that said, we are ready, steady, willing, and able. Let us get started here with the Japanese Grand Prix.
Well then, it's not long until we get started here. And we
The
should
Floof
be
Redemption
in for
cult
a
is a
tightly
feeder group to
contested
Floof's
race.
actual cults.
Get ready. It's the Japanese Grand Prix. And it's lights out and away we go.
Okay, so unsurprisingly, both Cosby and the Mimic has been squashed into the pit lane. There is some damage then to the cars. We'll take a look at that once we get through the first lap of Floof here. Terrible start. Gets sent to 10th place. And there is a 11th place now. There is quite the difference in tires here. There's some soft runners, there's some medium runners, there's a couple of hard runners. And excuse me, I got the hiccups. And with the wet weather coming up, that could be very, very interesting. But now though, the hard runners just need to survive, and then they should be getting something back towards the end here. Verstappen moves up into 11th, Max enjoys 10th, Daly in 9th. We do have Dimmadome still having some Dimma damage, which should be interesting. And apparently I'm keeping the Mimic trapped at the back here, as God intended. But yeah, first lap, we have gotten through that without any incident. Let's just do a quick pause here and take a look at both Cosby's car. They gave him a new gearbox, as expected. They did not give him a new engine. They should have given him a new engine. That's bad. Mimic, new gearbox. So both of them got a new gearboxes for their troubles, if you will, which I guess is fine. But yeah, Max now is enjoying that 10th place. Again, rain is expected to be bad enough that we need to pit around lap 30. And we've had an Ethan moment, virtual safety car. And he's hidden himself. In shame. Ethan is out immediately here before the rain even arrived.
Here we are going into turn 9.
What did you realize, JG? What is your wisdom? Okay, that is actually kind of brutal.
Crash like that, it'll be important now to ensure that any debris is cleared from the scene.
Looked like someone just threw a banana peel at him. Ethan has been assassinated by a banana peel. But sadly, I don't know who threw it. I think it was Floof. I think Floof threw the banana peel. Through every race, I start below P15, or after it start, I'm at P15. Well, we need to get you up to P10. That's where the points lie. As Max right now is getting into a little bit of trouble. Soft tire uses here. Well, you save some tire during virtual safety car. It's not good for the tire delta from soft to medium to hard. But the hard runners here are using their tires more than some of the medium runners. It does need to be said. So I think everyone agrees on when the rain is going to arrive. Verstappen now in 10th. Daly and Max surrounding him. Daly now 10th. We have a very temporary yellow flag, as Cosby has picked up engine damage. Lockup from Xenonix.
We're following the action through turn 5. Well, you can see the lockup, but that's just the risk you take. The later you...
To the shadow round with you. That's unfortunate with that lockup there from Xenonix. Tires are now destroyed. It's going to need to pit before the wet weather arrives for sure. Because it is still, I do believe, it's still very, very far away. More than 10 minutes. Probably more than that. Lap 25. And Xenonix does find their way into the pit lane. Did they put a medium tire on that car? They did. That is going to still be a tough journey to get back into contention in this race. Not blaming Floof, but only the Red Bull garage
Not a good stop.
does not have any bananas. Maxi with a terrible stop puts him right next to Synonix. The bad luck for Sauber continues. Sargent should be... Sorry, Shane Moore should actually be our next pit stop E. As those soft tires are completely busted. And we do have Joel and Verstappen coming in as well. Verstappen with a medium tire, Joel with a soft tire, and Shane Moore here with a medium as well. Did they really put you on a soft tire? Well, it should last until the rain arrives, so it's not a bad choice per se. But that is still kind of wild. But we're definitely seeing some difference in the strategy here. I don't know if Floof can actually survive till the... Another virtual safety car, Joel this time. Those soft tires were laced with bananas, as it turned out. And Joel pulls an Ethan and is out in that very same corner.
Been a crash.
That is, thank you and farewell. Thank you for your service, basically, to the gearbox there for Joel. That's gonna suck quite a bit. Yeah, now there are gonna be cheaper pit stops. Apparently we need to look at this again.
The car makes contact.
And yeah, that is thank you and bye-bye to the gearbox. Singh and Maldonado both come in here. Mourinho, everyone that still needed to pit is coming in. And yeah, Floof did in fact elect to get in there. Double stack from the Red Bulls. Look to be clean. And David here, soft tires. Soft tires for basically everyone, I do believe. Some mediums out there too. But yeah, Floof retains a good position here, just behind Hayes. And Sargent has still not found his way into the pit lane. The only car, in theory, that should still need to pit before the rain arrives would be Sargent here. And he does finally come in. Let's see how this stop goes and where he comes out. Medium tire is waiting. And he beat the Aston Martin out. He cannot beat Floof out either. Floof beats him to the line just barely. But Sargent is in a very, very good position here in 11th. And Williams can continue their good form, potentially as a result of that. So, not the worst timing we've ever seen from a driver. Does get overtaken by Daly, however. Those fresh and warmer softs doing the job for him. I will deny these allegations. Standings. Give me just 1 second. I'm sorry. Standings, if it retains, or rather if it stays like this, is Mourinho keeps first, ahead of Mimic and Maldonado. In terms of the constructors, Alpine and Red Bull will be equal on points, with Williams being close. Sorry. The order changed just as I said that. Alpine will be ahead of Red Bull, ahead of Williams. So it's still going to be a close fight here after this race if things stay as they are. But yeah, we will have to see how things go. And Floofdemption, even with that 20-point swing that he currently is enjoying, will still need a little bit more to get into that beloved top 10 of his. Stewards are reporting a yellow flash on the camera from the Red Bull. Probably, yeah. I fell off bad after debut. Well, you can still find your form again. We've seen it before in these seasons. The Floof is just getting carried. I really hate the season when I'm at the top. I'm doing trash somehow. Well, I'm sorry, but yeah, season number 8 probably wasn't one of my better ideas, but at the same time, kind of fun thing to try. Weather-wise, how far away is the rain? 11 minutes, as Dimmadome has a mechanical fault escalate, and that's really, really bad for the Haas driver. 11 minutes away until we get to rain. That is not a long time. Mimic and DSB at the moment are enjoying some really, really good positions. Mechanical failure here for Colsby escalates too. That engine really should have been replaced. Don't know what the Mercedes team are doing. But right now, Alpine should be very, very happy. When the points are normal, I do mid, but when it's mid, I do top. Dear basketball. What are we looking at now in terms of the rain? It's light rain in 7 minutes. Seven minutes until pain and suffering arrives. Let's get there. A little quicker. Four minutes until pain and suffering arrives. 2 minutes. 1 minute. Well, it's less than that because we're speeding up. But the rain should start falling, and it has actually started falling. We're already at 0.17. Adaptability will be playing a part at this point. And we'll see what kind of stretches we get. As Shaymore has moved up to 13th at a Mimic. And there are some very used tires out on track. Which is going to make a little bit of pain and suffering for some. Just rain already? Yeah, rain is arriving. When will the pit stop start? When will the pit stop pain start? Mechanical fault now for Danger Man. Mechanical faults are playing a part at this stage. Oh, we have some first pit stops here. Maldonado, Danger Man, Pocanaldo comes in before anyone else. It's still a little bit early if you ask me. Could probably do one more lap. Double stack from the Astons. That cost Hayes a little bit of time. Not a lot of time, like half a second, but it still cost some time. And it's a double stack from the Alpine team too, but looks like they are perfectly fine with it. No real problems there. Maldonado out in 7th here, as things stand. And we'll have to see how the second set of pit stops is going to go. As Singh now comes in. 0.75. That's a much better timing, so you don't just destroy your Inters immediately. And there we go. Not really a double stack from the RBs. There's just too much time between them. But everyone who hadn't pitted yet are coming in right now. And we'll have to see how this changes the order. Moore is just stuck in the pit box as it stands. Colsby's mechanical fault escalates again. And after pit stops, Moore finds himself in 12th, ahead of David. But yeah, you can kind of get just how bad pitting early is.
That's a slow pit stop there.
Operator, the big winner after pit stops in 10th. Verstappen 9th, Sargent 11th. And we have Floof, Daly, Hayes, Pocanaldo, Mourinho, Danger Man, Singh, and Maldonado out front. And as things stand, we are going to get another set of pit stops towards the end to kind of help decide this one a little bit. Hello, Lando. How you doing? Apparently, Shaymore has moved up while I was looking at chat. Are we having overtaking in the rain? Probably not. It's probably because we weren't at 1 millimeter yet, so this DRS was still available. And that has allowed Moore here to move up ahead of Sargent. Are we going to see an overtake on Operator here? We are. Moore up into 10th place as things stand. It's gotten to the point in the championship where I get quiet and focus purely on my own race and what I have to do. But what you have to do right now, Floof, is just hold on or lose one position. That is your goal for the rest of this this race. Lando, you should come early. Nero Santos, Senora Salameo. Oh, don't you dare. Don't you dare snitch, Christy. I would never. Lies and slander, of course. To be fair though, basically I was just saying that McLaren, I feel like McLaren is holding Lando's hand a little bit too much, and that it's going to cause some frustration with Piastri, and we're probably going to have full mayhem the rest of the season. Remove Nero's ability to speak if that is true. You're not getting videos for another month if you remove my ability to speak again. Because it's been a miserable time for like the past couple of months for me. So I will not allow you to remove my ability to speak. And we're getting into that adaptability territory now. Oh yes, the Inters are going to get absolutely destroyed as things stand. It's getting drier right now. Adaptability is playing a part. An operator immediately gets the overtake done. DRS is available right now. Who is going to win out for when it goes back to wet racing? Is Moore going to be able to get that place back from operator? Currently up front, Singh leads Maldonado, leads Danger Man. Then we have Pocanaldo, Mourinho, Hayes, Daly, Stappen, Floof, I was supposed to say Oppenheimer, Operator, and Shay Moore, who is in danger of losing that 11th place right now to a very, very aggressive Sargent. But with the RS back up into 10th place, and yeah, that aggressive Sargent further back could be a problem. And we can see from David here that the current track is not helping these Inters. They're getting shredded. He's already down to 65% tire left. We might need an extra Inter pit stop if this keeps up. Aside from FM26, are there any other games you're waiting for this year? Well, I've been waiting for Battlefield, which comes out tomorrow. There is going to be a big expansion for Farming Sim, so maybe we'll do some more of that. Football Manager, of course. I don't know what else I have on my wish list, but those are the ones that pop up in my head immediately. But I know that I've been thinking to myself that, damn, November is going to suck because there's going to be too many games to play in too little time. Which, you know, sounds backwards, but it's true. I'm just not going to be able to decide what I want to play. And I do want to play Mega Bonk 2, which basically is just kind of Risk of Rain-ish, but more fun, honestly. So, yeah, Mega Bonk is something that I want to get to playing at one point. I just don't have time to play the games that I want to play lately, and it's been pretty bad, honestly. I think the bioweapon already did that, to be honest. Yes, the bioweapons did do that, so I would respectfully request the bioweapons do not do that. Is Operator going to lose 11th here? No, Sargent was not able to do that. It should go back up to, as more runs wide, didn't actually affect her. It should go back now to wet, which means we'll lose DRS. Moore is still enjoying 10th place. Floof has moved up to 8. We'll have to see how the last 15 laps go here. It's still expected to dry up before the end of it, which should give us a interesting finish with the pit stop shuffles again. Did I watch Oppenheimer? No. But somehow it just popped up. I guess I was forced because, yeah, historical figure. Yes, more Forestry Simulator. Either that or I scam my neighbors. You know how Farming Sim works. It's, again, just I get into a game, I play it for a while, and then I just get busy. And I don't know what it is. After you've been busy for a while, you load back up a save and you're just like, what was I doing? And just, yeah, it's you lose interest a little bit, which sucks. But yeah, we'll see what we can do with Farming Sim maybe. Don't mean to curse you, but you might be in for a chance to get top 10. Okay, Lando has said Floof's going to get a top 10, so to make this happen, I need Floof to spin into the wall, just like Joel, just like Ethan, and it will happen in a couple of turns time. We're getting to the danger zone. Spinderella. He didn't Spinderella. He didn't do what I wanted of him. How dare he? But yeah, Shamo is still on to 10th. It is going to dry up towards the end. Partly cloudy in 10 minutes. That is when the next pit stop mayhem will begin. As Sargent moves up to 11th. And Floof is actually looking to improve ahead of an Alpine. Floof getting the overtakes he does not want right now. Where have we seen this one before? And can we see a lockup? No lockup. Floof is still safe. Still doing well. As Sargent has moved up to 10th. Ahead of Shay Moore. Sargent now being very, very aggressive. Not possible, all the bananas are in Floof car. Tire wear is just too good. It might be. But the tire wear isn't going to matter too much because in 7 minutes... 7 minutes... It's going to start drying up. Man's mechanical fault has escalated, which is going to send him down the order, and Poconaldo picks up a mechanical fault as well. The cars are just falling apart at this point, with 2 races to go after this one. Floof ate plenty last time. He's still satiated after his last tire eating session. Sargent, Shay Moore trying to hunt down Verstappen here. It is still getting wetter right now, but this is as wet as it is gonna get. And yeah, we'll have 2, 3, 4 laps here. Cosby's mechanical fault escalates again. Just a question of time until it explodes. But yeah, let us see here. Who is gonna nail the crossover window? It is actually still getting more water on track, but in a minute it should stop and start going down. Poconaldo and the man here losing a little bit of time, but I think that was more due to an overtake than anything else. Still similar times to the cars further back. We are getting very, very close to the crossover, with just a couple of laps to go here. The crossover period is arriving. Condition has changed to dry. DRS is once again available. Sargent Horns onto 10 before the final pit stops. The AI might actually be stubborn enough here that they do not pit their cars, which honestly would not surprise me. So let's see what happens here. Sargent pits from 10th. Mimic pits. It's a the brave move, early move. Soft tires for both of them. Xenonix gets soft tires. We have 3 cars gambling right now. And we have the pit camera also apparently enjoying Sargent's little escapade here, as Dimmadome and Max are both pitting. Traffic right now is slowing Sargent down a little bit, but it is getting dry enough that pitting should be the better option. As we see Singh, Mourinho, Hayes, everyone now entering that pit lane, and the shuffle here is going to have a huge effect on points gained or lost. Slow stop again here from the RB. Traffic causing some problems. J Moore comes out in 12th, but with both Operator and Poconaldo and Maldonado needing to pit, that might work out to their advantage. Used tires for most here. Verstappen with some fresh ones. How is this gonna shape up the end of this race? Floof might get a better result than he bargained for as things stand. Well, better is actually worse. You get what I mean. But we shall see here as the Interrunners have elected to just stay out. How much quicker is Floof and DSP going to be here? 1 lap remaining soon. Mourinho gets that one overtake done. Is 5 seconds behind Poconaldo as it stands. But look how quickly that difference in pace is getting eaten up. Already gained 2 seconds in just a couple of corners. And I think this is not going to work out for Inter runners. Maldonado might be fine, but it's 8 seconds a lap quicker right now on softs. 8 seconds a lap. No way for the Inter runners to hold on here. Fastest lap so far goes to the Floof Redemption. Mourinho clears Poconaldo. Maldonado up ahead. Can he catch him? I doubt that. Can Smooth Operator here hold on? Cannot. Just gets out of the way because wrong tire for the occasion. Maldonado survives, but I think he is going to be potentially the only one to survive. And even then, it's not by much. Operator now, outside of the points. Verstappen 11, Moore 10, Hayes 9. And while Maldonado gets first here, it's not by a huge margin. Mourinho, Singh, then Poconaldo. Floof. Yeah, can Floof hold on? Yeah, Floof holds on. Fastest lap too. Haley. Then we have the Danger Man. Sargent ahead of Hayes. Then we have Shea here. Verstappen. Operator tried. Did not work out. Then the Mimic takes fast lap away from Floof. I think that is the end of the Japanese GP.
Sometimes
I'm sorry, Mind.
You just have to accept that it's not going to be your race.
I was just very curious how the Inters would eat up. I'm as bad as the Singapore TV direction. Very, very sorry. Nobody, please overtake me. No, thank you. Yes, good boy. Damn it, Logan. But yeah. Maldonado gets first place. Shea gets 10th ahead of Hayes and Verstappen. Sargent gets 8. I'm sorry for having Singapore level of TV direction here. And in terms of the drivers then, Max Verstappen takes the lead ahead of Shea ahead of Mourinho. We're still having a fairly close battle here. Williams in the lead of the Drivers' Championship, Constructors' Championship. And we have 2 races to go here now. I was running ECP8, then you had to open your mouth. I love how Floof is just disappointed. Just straight up disappointed. So, Floofy now. To get up to 10th, you are going to need 17 points, provided they don't score any points. Anyone ahead of you? You have Netherlands and Jeddah to get this done. I wish you good luck on your journey. Why am I doing a sponsor plan? Am I stupid? I don't need money. I'm essentially in a must-win situation, but it's possible. Yeah, as long as Lando doesn't curse you, you might be fine. But if Lando doesn't curse you, I'll make sure that I curse you. So, are you in a position where you can win? If you guys score no points. Oh my god.
And a very warm welcome.
I'm essentially in a must-win situation. Lose friend. Nah, you're in a gonna lose situation. We're getting rain here at the Dutch Grand Prix. So we are actually getting those 2 rain races that we should have, which is great. No rain in qualifying, which is not so great. But with moderate rain here, we can see some more shenanigans.
Our weekend continues.
Stay positive. I'm extremely positive. Extremely positive that Floof's gonna suffer. But yeah, we're in Sandvoort. Let us see here how this goes. Need Lando to reverse curse you? I feel like in this race, Floof is gonna score a perfect 10th place in both qualifying and the race. And then for the final race, his car will explode. That is my curse. Yeah, Pocanaldo keeps up being quick in qualifying. Currently, second fastest ahead behind the Mimic. And where is the Floofster? Floofster is just living in the pit lane.
And yes,
Oh,
yes, we
Ethan
have.
continues
That
his
crash.
journey
What
of
happened
crashing.
there? Now let's take a look here at turn 10.
What? What?
And that's the moment the car plows
Lando.
into the wall.
What are you doing? You're not supposed to run into the car in front in a straight. That was a weird crash. I would really like to see a better angle on that one, because that's I think he just dove out of the way of the car that came from behind. And I think he just looked like he touched a Ferrari, but it wasn't classified as a crash, so just avoided the Ferrari too and hit the wall, I guess? I don't know. Please, Nero, you want the Floof Redemption to occur, don't you? I do. But it would be funny if it didn't. Silent now. Bank a lap. Pretty late in the session here for one of those. And let's hope that they give Ethan a new front wing. Currently operated Max, Daly, Dimmadome, and Hayes in danger. Daly is improving. Goes 5th fastest, puts more in danger. Max improving, put Mourinho in danger. And operator puts Verstappen in danger. All of these guys need to improve to get out of Q1. And Dimmadome hasn't even left the pit lane yet. Moore has not, Mourinho has not, Verstappen is just getting out there. What can Hayes do here? Sanonek, Sargent, and Singh potentially in danger if the rest improves. Lando, please, I've gone 7 seasons without a top 10. I don't want to make it 8. Didn't you get a top 10 in the random season? Hayes improves. Verstappen is improving. Again, could put Sargent in danger. It looks like Sargent is going to be in a slight bit of danger here. They've not given Ethan a moment of silence for our brother Ethan, who is not given a new front wing by his team. For his team lacks brain power, clearly. Verstappen improves, Sargent is in danger, needs to find improvement here. Moore is not finding improvement, down half a second in the first sector. What can Dimmadome do here? Dimmadome, I think it's going to knock Ethan out. Sargent is still in danger. David's in danger. Floof might even be in danger here. As we see Singh and Dimmadome both knock Sargent and Ethan out. What can Mourinho do? Moore could find no improvement. Floof right now. Are you going to get knocked out? No, you just barely survive ahead of your teammate. Just barely surviving ahead of your teammate. Let us jump into Q2 here, see what is gonna go on. As I'm releasing the bacteria
Okay, so the green light is now.
onto the track. My teammate is part of the Floof Redemption. Let us see where the bank is. Place everyone. Who's going to be in danger? Yellow flag, a very minor one, but it was still there. Dimmadome. This is a bit bigger of a yellow flag. Floof this time has done something.
Let's watch these cars as they head into
It's Floof
turn
Redemption.
10. The brakes couldn't cope. Just unable to control the car by that point.
Okay, that's a miracle that you didn't hit the wall, because that was a missile right there. We've turned this car into a missile. Everyone be very afraid, as this is not the best start to the lap, I'm not gonna lie. You got overtaken as you needed to build speed. We need to take a look at Floofy and just see how this first sector is gonna look. 24-1 is the minimum of what he's looking for. Does in fact get a 24-1, so not the worst thing ever. Just come up on a Sauber now. Is that Sauber going to be a bit of an issue? Not really. 24-2 in the middle sector. Yellow. Might not be enough. Is Floof getting out of the danger zone? Up into third. You might have improved a little bit too much right there. Not going to lie. And you will not have time to do another run, as Max proves only 2:13, so that is also not good enough. Danger Man, Maldonado, all improving right now. Bottom 5 here. In and out lap. Max is out. Pocanaldo, Dimmadome, Daly, Joel, and David all need to find better lap times, although, let's be honest, Pocanaldo would probably enjoy staying where he is right now. What are my plans for next season? And can we expect it to be early in 3 months? No, we're doing half a year this time until the next season starts. I don't know. I kind of find the baton idea where you team up with a driver, 4 races each of a season. Be kind of interesting, but I don't know if we'll get enough people for that. So I haven't been thinking too much about it. I'll be honest, Christify. It's fine. It's fine. We're just getting the mistakes out of the way early. Oh my god. The Floof Cope. Joel, David is out. Max is out. What can Daly do here? What can Daly do this scenario? Third fastest puts Maldonado out. Cosby out. Dimmadome out. Cosby's going to be very, very happy about this though. Next season is Uma Musume season. Yeah, could very well be. You're not wrong. The season of the horse. I guess that is what we're doing. I think the people have spoken. They want the season of the horse, and they might get it. Okay.
Okay, that's the green light now.
Qualifying. Q3.
Right
Oh,
there. You can take a look now.
the Alpine pain and suffering continues.
Oh, and the car with a nasty crash into the barrier. I imagine their confidence will have taken a
That's
knock.
a nasty whack into the barrier. Did it give us a full red flag? I think it did. Did in fact give us a full red flag. And with that, unless Daly picked up a lot of damage, it's kind of a good move. Not gonna lie. Hayes though, 24-24. Was on for a screamer of a qualifying lap there. Till that moment happened. I owe you a pole point, it's true. It is mine now. You're not getting it back. My pole position. Well, Hayes is going quicker now after the red flag, so it wasn't actually a bad thing for him. As surprising as you would have that be. Hayes goes quickest, but you don't want to be quickest in Q3, you want to be slowest. Verstappen is one that has got the idea right here. 1.6 seconds behind. What can Floof do? Floof gonna do the same? Or Floof gonna go fast? Kinda slow. Well, not really, kinda slow, but you get the idea. 5th fastest. Not super quick. And Mimic also does that same. 7th as things stand before we get the final runs going here. Operator, first one out on track ahead of Singh. Singh is actually doing a fast lap, 3rd quickest, my bad. Yeah, outlaps are happening. Let's see, are we going to see any improvements, or rather non-improvements? You want to improve backwards as Hayes and Operator both are not finding any improvements as it stands. Poconaldo is, however. Floof is, Dangerman is, and Verstappen is also. Mimic is not doing anything else. It's going to probably end up in a good position here as a result of that. Where is Verstappen going to do? Verstappen was enjoying life in P8, but is now improving. Hayes improves. Verstappen goes 2nd fastest. That's not what you want. Floof goes... What? Floof Demption has ended up 7th with the Mimic. That's wrong. That's not how it's supposed to go.
It's a tremendous atmosphere once.
Oh my, check my car. We shall see. It's gonna rain a lot, and we're gonna have a dry period towards the end. That could spice things up here quite a bit. Let us see here what we can do with the Dutch GP.
Welcome back, everyone. The final run. The drivers are ready, and the crowds are waiting. It's the Dutch Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
Oh. Hello, brother. You come here often. The lane of the pits. You are an Alpine after all. The Daily did in fact destroy his car with his crash. He is stuck in the pits with us. Alonado starts 10th here with Cosby and Dimmadome around him. Love to see how this goes. It's going to be an interesting race because it is sandward and it is wet. Very likely that someone is going to be eating some walls here, I'm not going to lie. Alonado and Dimmadome are just still side by side apparently. Dimmadome pulls the longest straw and gets ahead. Mimic is in 9th. Then we have Cosby and Floof. And further back, Max and David are going to try and get back into the good graces of the points. But for now, we'll just speed this up a little bit. Fastest lap goes to Daly as things stand. Starting from the pit lane. Ethan with a lockup. Puts him all the way at the back. Ethan has not had a good time during this these last 3 races at the very least. As Verstappen takes the lead ahead of Hayes. Dimmadome still in 10th, ahead of Mimic, ahead of Maldonado. Please overtake me, I don't like confidence. All right now, in 18th is predicted to go up to P14th. We'll have to see how that goes. But tires are being eaten right now. It's 6 laps in, and 20 to 25% of the tires have already been eaten by most here. And remember, it's going to rain until at least lap 50. So we could have some pit stop shuffles here before we get to the dry period at the end. I think we'll do a little bit of 16X. Because not a lot is happening right now. Track conditions change to dry. That means a lot of things could happen right now. We have DRS. This is where the fun begins. It's still just one big train with the exception of Ethan. And we actually have our first pit stop here, Mimic. Is Alpine going to do something stupid? No, they're going to put on a new set of inters. After 10 laps. This could get very, very interesting. If we never specify what points you may get, are you getting him some penalty points? Is that what you're saying, Lando? My crash, to be fair, anyone could crash at this point. I'm just very curious what the Mimic is up to with how early he pitted. And Joel now does the same thing. We'll have to see if the Mimic is a lot quicker than the cars around to make this pit stop worth it. And it is a 1:20. It's basically very similar to everyone else's lap times. So it's basically just tire wear here that is playing a part, I think. Yeah, tire wear for the most part. It's a couple of tenths gained the lap, so it's not anything major. A Sergeant now 2 comes into the pit lane. Mimic might need another stop as things stand. Hayes picks up a mechanical fault, and we have a very short yellow flag. Xenonix with a lockup on turn 1. Still enjoying 15th place, more now up to 13th. But yeah, what is going on with Hayes' car? Is it gonna explode? It's getting close to explosion status, and we're going to Jeddah next. So yeah, this car could be a bit trouble if they don't get some new components on it. The fault of Hayes was the engine. That's fine, I'll be close to P10. Slow pit stop from the Ferrari crew. Where have we seen this one before? Yeah, we finally get to the point where everyone is going to end up pitting. But I am curious if Mimic and everyone else here who did pit early are going to make these inters last until the dry period. As things stand, they might need an extra pit stop.
And there's been quite
We've had a crash involving multiple vehicles, one of them being the Flufdemption. Yeah, that doesn't count as a crash. That's some wheel banging. No damage to either car, and both Cosby and Flufdemption can continue unmolested. Do you still give everyone fresh pass for last race? Sadly, I do not. Sorry, Christy. Last race is not double points this time around either, so we do not do that anymore. Flag yellow flag there. DSB with a lockup.
Be able to take a look here. Right, here's the action at turn 10. Struggling with the car.
Into the gravel. Heart attack help. Well, you'll be fine, Floof. I am pretty sure.
And what's that?
Cosby with a slow pit stop. Moore is down to 17th again. Did we have a double slow pit stop? Maybe. Looks like we're good though. Max here holding on for dear life. 37% one tires. The weather is getting extended now. Past lap 50 for the wets. Dimmadome and Max both pitting, getting those holding this off, getting fresh ones. But yeah, as I mentioned here with Mimic in particular, and DSP for that matter, I don't think we are seeing them go till the end of this wet period on these tires. It's another 30 laps. That is going to be a bit of a challenge for these cars. And we've had an Ethan running wide.
Now this was at turn 3. And nearly, just running wide.
Miracle that there wasn't a hit in the wall there for the Sauber driver. And those tires now go bye-bye. As things stand, Sargent would take the lead of the championship ahead of Verstappen. And in the constructors, Williams would take a pretty dominating lead here before the final race. We'll have to see how things go as we find the Floofster now in the pit lane. Sent all the way to the Shadow Realm of 16th. And the camera is once again doing some funky stuff. But yeah, because of the fact that some cars they will do 2 stops, some will just do 1. Kind of hard to say where everyone will square up before we get to the dry period. Still lap 50, 55 before we get there. So we are halfway to the dry period as things stand. Leonardo enjoying 10th at the moment, but there is a ton of cars in front that need to pit. Max picks up a mechanical fault. Who is going to get 10th this race with the wet weather? Ethan is in the points for just 1 second and says, nah, get me out of here. Failure with a slow pit stop. The Hayes pick up another mechanical failure. Did I see that correctly? And yes, the gearbox now too is going bye-bye. Honestly, for Hayes, the best thing for the final race is to have both the engine and the gearbox go bang-bang. I think as Verstappen now pits. Was out in 9th place. Not a bad place to be, honestly. That works out. Dimmadome now with a mechanical fault. Cars are starting to give in. Danger Man down to 16th after pitting. Yeah, as I mentioned, Mimic will need to pit again. It's up front though, so it shouldn't cost too much to do so. But all in all, there isn't a huge gap between the top 18 here, just 15 seconds. So when you pit at the front, you will come out all the way at the back, as we're seeing here with Mimic now in 18th. Hayes' mechanical fault is escalating. Max's mechanical fault is escalating. The Green Boys are suffering right now. For Max, it's the engine. For Hayes, it is also the engine. The green squad is not having a good time with their vehicles. One might also have a mech fault this race or the next. I think we're going to see a lot of mech faults in the next race, which kind of how things go. But yeah, as things stand, Case is doing a good job of holding on with the problems that they're suffering from. And right now, I can hear Floof yelling. I need to just pause this. I can hear Floof yelling. Red flag, end the race. I can hear those screams begging me to just end the race right here, with Floof getting closer to the Floof redemption here. Shared points with 10th place. Are you scared, Chi-Chi? Moore has the ballistic missile behind them. I wouldn't call you a ballistic missile. You aren't quick enough for that. I'm sorry, Floof. I had to. Yeah, we are slowly but surely getting closer to the dry period. Dimmadome, Max both pit. Ace is going to need to pit. Mourinho should also need to pit. And Singh might even need to pit too. Dimmadome, mechanical fault. I'm actually weirdly calm right now. You've reached acceptance, Floof. We're proud of you. We're proud of you. Pace after pitting, 14th. Honestly, not a bad place to be. What does the weather say? Lap 55 now. It is getting more and more rainy. Mourinho now into the pits. It's going to come out all the way at the back. It's a slow stop. Down to 17th. Joel now finds himself in 10th place as Floof actually pulls off an overtake on track. And we have another mechanical fault here for our leader, for operator. Floof now up to 4th after overtaking Ninja Man and Moore, I do believe. Sargent enjoying 10th place ahead of Hayes. And there's more mechanical failures for Poconaldo now. The cars are all exploding. When did Floof pit? I believe Floof has done just the one stop here. The Floof Redemption pitted around lap 24-25. And he's been on these tires for 15 laps so far. So Floof has decided that tire eating is not on the menu in this race. Although, what? What? I'm so proud of you, Floof. I see Shemo is also in the pit lane. Why are you pitting? Why are you pitting? You had plenty of tires. There's not long left. You're in a good position. Why are you in the pit lane? What are you doing? I need to go and have some stern words here with your TP. Yeah, I agree, Floof. I had that exact same reaction. What in the strategy? I started rooting for Floof for just a millisecond, and then immediately the game goes, okay, we're gonna make this spicy then. Poconaldo now. Into the pit lane, and that one I can kind of understand. Can understand that one a little bit more. Are we gonna go 3 wide now on pit exit? Floof sneaks up ahead. Might actually have been a good move from the AI. Even though I didn't fully understand it. From the perspective of the weather. But yeah, it works out for Floof. Glad you enjoy my laugh. Particularly my evil one where I can't understand the AI. Ironically, this isn't a bad spot. Yeah, it isn't. But like from a try and get first perspective, it doesn't make sense. I'm not gonna lie. Floof now. Are you going to get 11th here ahead of DSB? Are you going to get this move done? The Alpine has better straight line speed than you. It's a sentence I never thought I'd say. But it is going to be dry very, very soon. There should be full attack. Interruns. Hayes' mechanical fault is escalating, but no major one. I assume the gearbox now is also going bye-bye. And with that, Hayes should hopefully get some new components come the next race weekend. At least we can hope. Maldonado ahead of Dimmadome, out of the SB. We have Dangerman out front with 7 seconds. A pretty healthy situation to be in. Floof now gets up into 11th. Gonna start trying to chase down Maldonado, but did use a lot of time to get there. In terms of the weather, it is light rain for another 7 minutes, and then we will get cloudy weather. And the track is going to start drying out. That is when the fun begins. Need to proc that Professor of Curvature. True. Floof now versus the crippled Hayes. Can you get by? Or is Hayes going to hold on without a functioning gearbox nor an engine? I'm very disappointed, Hayes. You should have sent him to the Shadow Realm. Now your teammate is up for next up on the chopping block. Are we going to have teammate on teammate violence here? No, let's him go. About to start holding up Cosby. Floof, Maldonado, Poconaldo holding their highest scoring position right now. Dimmadome, Sergeant, Mimic, Operator, Verstappen, Singh, Joel, and Injured Man holding the rest of the point scoring positions as things stand. And well, you might find yourself in P10 right now, Floof. Remember, there is one more pit stop. The AI has one more chance to screw you over. Don't get happy too early before the AI decides to send you to the Shadow Realm. And Poconaldo 2 has now a mechanical fault that has escalated. And with 3 cars running faults at very high levels, we could see a safety car. Yellow flag, Mimic has mechanical fault. That's not the yellow flag,
As far as we can tell.
but it's just a signal what's going on. What happened with the yellow?
Now is that the Williams involved?
It's a Williams. It's a Williams and Williams violence here, I do believe. No damage, just some banging. But that did cost the Williams a position, so not going to be happy with their teammates. Keeping my emotion in check, that's good, Floof. That is good, but yeah. Maldonado dropped down a position due to that, and Mimic might be in trouble here. 28% worn inters. If it doesn't dry up quick enough, Mimic might actually end up puncturing. We'll have to see here. It is drying up pretty quickly though, so I think Mimic will be okay. But they are going to be a lot slower than everyone around them. And basically, the bottom half of the grid here is getting condensed as a result of that. Xenonix is 3.2 seconds quicker than Mimic down the order here. So as you can imagine, this is going to have a huge effect on the fight for P10. Floof has done some overtakes up to P8 now. Mimic is pushing, however. We are getting close to the puncture zone. We are in the puncture zone. Are we going to see a puncture before the pit stop? DRS has been activated. We are back to drier conditions. Now with just a couple of corners to go here. Is Mimic going to survive and get into that pit lane? Nope. Puncture right before the pit stop though. It doesn't really lose a lot of time. That could have gone a whole lot worse. And it's a double stack from the Alpines, but they make it work. Not bad. I don't think they needed to make it that spicy though. Alpines, the first one to go on to a dry tire. They did get the crossover correct, I do believe, so this should help them out a bit. Let's see if they can get back in fighting shape here. Danger Man, Singh, Joel. A lot of cars right now coming in. And a bit of a hold up there for the Williams cars. Poconaldo's mechanical fault is escalating, I do believe, or he's picked up a secondary one. Not good, no matter how you want to slice that one. Danger Man is in a great position here for, well, a race win, if you will. Moore is still on the inters, Floof's still on the inters, and it is getting drier. You do want to get into the pit lane yesterday. Or rather last lap. Let's see what Verstappen can do. Soft tires, operator, soft tires. Floof, what are they giving you? They're giving you soft tires. Poconaldo, are they going to give you something you don't want? A little bit of a slow stop there. Double stack from Red Bulls. But all in all, I think we're going to see soft tires for everyone right now. Floof slots back out in 10th. Actually did a good job there, the team. Even though I criticized them. More down in 17th. We see Sauber not having a good time. We have 4 cars on track right now that could explode at any time. Mimic's fault has escalated. And as I mentioned, we could get a safety car here to decide this race. I hate V-Cup. I want to transfer. I hate V-Cup. I want a transfer. I want a new team. Mimic is falling down the order as is expected with the fault they have, the damage. And currently their teammate is the car stuck behind. Cosby is enjoying 10th. Floof is doing some overtaking, which is bringing frustration, I can guarantee. Danger Man has a healthy lead up top. But yeah, from 6th, that is basically where we're going to be interested in the fight. Vortex fast lap is up to 15th here. Can you catch up to the top 10 train? Potentially here. Just 3 seconds behind now. We could see Moore get involved in this fight. As Mimic could cause a little bit of a slow time here if the overtake does happen. Yeah, right now it's time to let your teammate go, Mimic. Right now you are causing problems for everyone. And you are potentially letting other cars get involved in this fight for 11th place. Yeah, look at how much time has been lost already to Cosby here. 3 seconds in just a few corners, and now the overtakes come. Lost 2 places. Next up, we have Mourinho is going to try and get an overtake done. But yeah, Moore is now also a part of this this fight. Cosby is in a very, very good position. 4 seconds up the next car, 3 seconds down to, well, the other Alpine. And just 6 laps to go here. Floof is enjoying 9th. Trying to hunt down Sargent, though. Maldonado has not given up on getting past Operator here. Dimmadome and Maldonado flies by the Operator as things stand. Synonix up into 11th. Mimic, DSB are struggling as it stands. Not to mention, Cosby's just enjoying life up there. We have a yellow flag.
There's been a crash.
We've had another crash. It is Joel. That's a little bit worse than what we've seen from the others. But I think they both got away with it without any damage, luckily for them. Singh and Joel, yeah, both of them got away without any real negative side effects, if you will. Mourinho now, up into 11th. Thank you for this issue, mister. I blame it on Floof. Penalty for Singh. That's gonna spice things up. How did you get a penalty as a car behind, though? No, as a car ahead. Singh got a penalty for collision cause for... Yeah, that doesn't make much sense to me, but it happened. That is gonna shuffle him down the order, potentially. Ronaldo not having a good time. Hayes not having a good time. I pray you get new components for the last race. But we all know how the AI likes to make people suffer. And what is this now? Floof is in the fight for... Well, up to 5th here. Let's pray that he eats a little bit more of his tires for his own sakes. Let us see here. 3 laps to go. We saw that with Shane Poco, the penalty. Yeah, it happens, but it's still just baffling whenever it does occur. Mourinho holding on for dear life. Floof is going to try and make a move here. As Operator and Joel both have damage, and with a few laps to go. And while True Cosby is still enjoying life, could end up in a position where that will not work out for them. We'll have to see. The Nonix here, launching another attack on Mourinho. And Shaymore needs to get by DSP right now, I think, if there is going to be any chance. Chasing down the 2 cars that are fighting up front. Floof and Joel, side by side. Floof comes out ahead. And then we have Dimmadome trying to chase down Sargent. Final lap has begun. Danger Man is just chilling out front as things stand, followed by Verstappen and Singh, who are fighting. Singh right now moves up to 2nd, but with the penalty, it's going to get shuffled down anyways. Then we have Maldonado, Dimmadome, Sargent, Operator, Floof, Joel, Cosby now, who's caught up to Joel and could end up gifting him a lot of points because Joel has damage as well as some problems with the car here. That could work out to his advantage. We have Mourinho, who has worn tires, but so does the Onyx. One DRS zone really here to get it done. What can True Cosby do here? Is it going to be an overtake? It is. Most likely, I would say. With that, Joel gets shuffled down to 10th. Floof could not get anything else done here. And with it, Singh and everyone is going to end up, I believe, as they are for the most part. Joel enjoying that 10th place. Mourinho could not get an Onyx here. I don't think we're going to see that. Sergeant Operator, Floof, True Cosby. Then we have Joel, the Onyx, and that is a great result for the McLaren crew. Shame for Mourinho, who could not get it done. And the same here really goes for Moore and a couple of others. Damage from Mimic, Hayes, Poconaldo, and Max really hampered the race. And this is going to have a huge effect, I think, on the standings. That is the opposite of what I needed, but you got points, Floof. It's good points which you needed, exactly. So, Driver Championship then. Singh got sent down to... Floof, how do you plead your case here? You get promoted to 7th. P8 isn't bad. It gets promoted to P7. How dare you? Singh picked up a tactical penalty, as it turned out. That is actually insane that he got sent that far down the Shadow Realm. I didn't expect that. Drivers then. Max has a lead in the championship ahead of Joel. Then we have Sargent, Maldonado, Shaymore, Cosby, Mourinho. All very, very close here. If we take Verstappen out of the equation, the next 6 drivers are within 8 points of each other. And add Verstappen back in, then we have 13. So it's going to be a very, very close end here, I do believe. And yeah, Bacteria is still 19th. As the Saubers have just been miserable and been unable to score points here. Constructors, Mercedes has the lead, followed by Williams and then McLaren, who scored a ton of points. We have the RBs, and yeah, Saubers just are miserable right now. Alpine, who started off leading at the start of this session, is now down into 6th. They have not had a good time either. You don't get the fastest lap point unless you're in the points, so you need to be 11th or higher to actually get the point for fastest lap, which is unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. It's over for the Floof Redemption, sadly. Even if I win, it's done. Well, you can still pick up a race win. Let's see here. Floof is at 31. No, you could still get it on paper. It's 25 for a win. You can get it by 1 point if you are really, really lucky. And if you get fastest lap and pole position, you can even beat the Mimic. So there's still hope. It's a snowball chance in hell type of a hope, but the hope is still there. But yeah, we are heading to Jeddah, which usually is pretty peak because mayhem. Let us see
We're here in Jeddah, where the
what Jeddah has to offer us. Sorry, been a long day. Nero is feeding us some Ferrari level delusion. Of course I must. It is Floof after all. It is Floof after all. He needs to be Ferrari delusioned.
And that should be the green lights now.
To be fair, I do like the livery that I've given this car more than I probably should. It's just red and black, but it looks good. Okay. Bank collapse at Jeddah. Let's go. I got hit by a 1% chance that worked against me in a game I was playing earlier. Today's not the day I get lucky. And, well, at least this time you were not the most unlucky one, as David has immediately found the wall.
We're watching the Ferrari.
The Ferrari level delusion is back on the menu, boys.
Really unable to...
Lock up into the wall. First red flag took us 3 minutes, if I'm not wrong. But I assume that 1% chance Floof was in Uma Musume. If so, it was unfortunate that you did. Okay, Virus, we try again. I love that David is top of the board and out.
Over the line, mode charge, Follow your delta, stay negative. Box this lap and cool the engine.
Let us see where we all stack up. Wasn't in Uma. What were you playing, Floof? I'm curious now. Okay, bank collapse. We have Joel, Floof, Pocanaldo, and more. The usual suspects in the second half of the season. In danger as things stand. The usual suspects find himself in trouble. You ever heard of Fire Emblem? I've heard of it. Haven't played it. So, yeah. I have very minimal knowledge about that game. Ronaldo, are you going to get out of the drop zone? Up into 8th, which should be good enough to get you out of trouble, I would dare say. Next up, we have Joel, who could relegate the other Haas. Essentially, we'll have to see who improves and who falls. Must be the braking. Joel is improving. Green first sector. I don't remember what Pocanello did, but I think it was better. Because there is a lot of traffic on the track, and that is not good for him. No, maybe I'm misremembering, because Singh just did a 32 blank. Let's see what Joel can do here. Joel goes faster than anyone, so I was definitely misremembering. Operator is improving. Singh is improving. Danger Man needs to improve a little bit more. Get out of the danger zone here. And Floof, you are out on track. See if you can get out of danger too. Danger Man should be able to jump out of drop zone, and with that, Ethan now in danger. Gameplay is brilliant. The story is dog shit. Danger Man gets out of harm's way. Mourinho, 4 tenths lost in that first sector. It's not good. Look at the traffic that Floof has to go through. He goes through the middle of 2 cars there. What can we do? Pull the Floofster. He's out. Terrible final sector there. Gets held up. And honestly, his teammate could very well suffer that exact same fate here. As Dimmadome has a good first sector. Gonna need a little bit more though to knock out Mourinho. But as things stand, Ethan, Floof are both out. Oh, never mind. Ethan is improving. But I don't think it's going to be enough for either him or Moore here. Moore is already down by 5 tenths in the first sector. And the second sector is another 5 tenths. That's not going to be good enough, unfortunately. Dimmadome knocks Mourinho out. We have Floof out. We have very likely also Ethan and Moore out. We'll have to see. Ethan actually knocks Verstappen out. Our championship leader is potentially knocked out here in Q1, and is knocked out in Q1. That is an upset alongside Mourinho, Floof, and Moore. Of course, David is also out because of the crash, but it's going to make the race a little bit more exciting. And Hayes has definitely been given new components. Fastest in Q1. I would assume so, since we don't see any problems, Christy. But I'll check in a second.
We should have the green light now.
Taking a page out of Moore's book. We will see whose book gets stolen. I need Hayes to just set a lap. I need Pocanello to set a lap, and then we'll see who has received fresh components out of the Astons. So Pocanello, all fresh with the exception of the ERS. The same here for Hayes. They should have a good weekend with no issues potentially. Ethan has also kind of woken up a little bit, which should spice up this race a little bit more. Maldonado goes quick. Singh, Dimmadome, what can you guys do? Pocanello and Dimmadome right now in pretty good positions. Mimic goes pretty quick. Max, what can you do? Can you bring some Sauber honor? 9th fastest. Operator should be over and done with, unfortunately. We'll see. That's Pocanello now. Tries to get out of the drop zone. Survey says no. 13th as things stand. That is just not good enough. Hello there, Eskil. Can I make you? Can I make you as a driver in the Ferrari? We do have signups on Discord. Take a look at the rule set there. I don't know exactly when next season is going to start, but it won't be too long. gonna spare for a minute or two to go to Lou. Chrissy and Chichi, I leave my role of being a nuisance to Nero in your capable hands. Well, enjoy your breather, Floof. Make sure you take deep breaths in the Lou. But yeah, what can Daly do here? Operator is out. Poconaldo is out. We have Dimmadome very likely out, as well as the other Has. And Singh has been pushed down here into 11th, which is where you want to be. So can't really complain too much. But qualifying has reached its conclusion. There was actually a surprising improvement there. And we could see another one here from Sargent. We could see both Saubers eliminated in 10th and 11th, which probably is what they would like to have happen. No AFN, no fun. Can I change my pace overall in application? Is that a big no? After like everything is set up and application is closed, it's a big no. But up until that point, you can generally do what you want with your application, as long as you just get it re-verified. Let us get through the final set of quali here. My bad, I got a little bit distracted there. And I'm gonna go and get a drink while the bankers get done here. So just give me a second.
Okay, so the green light is now.
Okay, bankers are coming in here. We see Maldonado and then Cosby go quickest. They have very similar times. Just 8,000s between them. McLarens are doing a run here at the end of the season. 8th and 9th as it stands. They like to probably stay there till the end of this qualifying session, not gonna lie. Is that a beer I cracked open? No, it's a can of soda. A little bit too early to start with a beer on a Thursday. You know, Thursday evening. I wish, but no, Poconaldo. Just a can of soda. That's not Norwegian. Love that Poconaldo just goes missing for a while, and then he just hears a crack and just goes, "Was that a beer?" Like a disapproving dad. Okay, Joel has decided that 9th is not acceptable. Purple first sector. Are we going to see any more improvements other than that? Green middle sector, but it's still very competitive. Are we going to see Joel get an improvement that he does not want? We are. Cole asking stand for Joel. And his teammate is also improving down the order here. We are reaching the end of quali though. Cosby is not really improving. Maldonado is not improving. Hayes and Anonix could improve, which again they do not want to do, but they are going to do just that. And Hayes does not improve enough, actually. That's a bit surprising. What can Sononix do? Improves to 2nd. We have a 1-2 front row for McLaren right now. And other than that, no improvement. So Hayes, Daly, Dimmadome, Sargent, Mimic, Maldonado, Cosby, and then we have 2 McLaren drivers. Ethan and Max and Sauber going to be very, very happy with how qualifying went. Hayes can't complain as well. And we have Singh, Smooth Operator, and Poconaldo. So Jeddah here should be interesting.
The drivers are getting ready here at the Jeddah Corniche circuit.
All front runners out. I could have a shot. What did you do to your keyboard? I missed Q1, but I feel Floof got knocked out. That is fine. Let us see here. Jeddah. We are just going to mess with our setup so we can get sent to the pit lane, and then we'll take a look at the standings once the race begins. It's a McLaren 1-2 for pole. I'm pretty sure it was Joel that took it, Floof. But let us jump into the race itself.
The anticipation is really building here. It's almost time for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
No poor soul with me in the pit lane. That is very, very disappointing. We are going to retire, and the standings, if it stays like this, these are the standings as the race begins. Verstappen is in the lead. Joel has second place here, just a couple points behind. And Sargent, Maldonado, Moore, Cosby, Mourinho. In theory here, if we say 25 points, there is still potential here for even the top 11 here to take a very unlikely victory in this race. So it's wide open. Constructors is also wide open. We're gonna have hopefully an epic end to this season as the Saubers might finally score some points, starting 10th and 11th here. Oh no, I've become a fan. McLaren and Dominance could both fans. Maybe, we'll see. Right now, it's some Sauber dominance going on here. Basically, Lando, if Luke's going to get the P10 in the championship, he needs to get 25 points here, and he needs everyone between himself and P10 to not score a single point. So he needs a massive crash, basically. And let's face it, I don't think RNG Bus is going to give that to him. Gaps are already forming between Daly here and the rest of the group, so Daly's doing a good job just taking it easy. That is actually pretty good for 9th, 10th, and 11th. They're going to be very, very happy with him. Well, to be fair, Max is not, and just takes that place back immediately. If things stay like this, Sauber would end up still lost. The only way Sauber does not end lost is if they finish 10th and then either 9th or 11th, and Ferrari doesn't score any points. That is the only way that happens. And as things stand, we're getting Joel as our champion. Well, with Ethan in the P11 region, a crash is imminent. You have no faith in Ethan, do you? We'll enjoy some Ethan here for a couple of laps and see if he takes anyone out. Moore is chilling at the back here. They know that this is going to be a destruction derby. There's no point about stressing about position this early in the race. Time for my daily Uma Musume login. To be fair, I'm probably going to do that once stream is done. You're not wrong, Edster. You are not wrong for that one. Let us see here. Ethan survived without causing an incident, but look at the McLarens here. Look at them just running away out front. 5 seconds now ahead of Cosby. 4 laps into this. Has the McLarens unlocked some forbidden tech? I don't think so, but I think it's just the difference between the hard tire, to be fair. Mourinho and Mann, both with mechanical failures here. Not what you want in the final race of the season. That is not going to help them in any way, shape, or form. And immediately you can see that once Mimic got out ahead, that lead is immediately getting eaten up. Those hard tires are just so slow around here. And Joel with the mechanical fault. Not good for the championship hope right there. And operating now 10th. Ethan is sinking like kind of like a stone. He's not sinking super quick, but he is in fact sinking. And Max is still holding on to ninth there. Operator, gonna try and get a little bit of redemption here. Back for Ferrari. Does what count, Floof? I'm sorry, I'm not following Floofster. Does what count? Operator now with a mechanical fault. And some are destroying their tires. Singh is the first one to pit. Man's mechanical fault has escalated. Excuse me, to a major one. How has Ethan gotten back up to 10th or 11th here? What is this sorcery? Guess it's just a tire advantage for the most part. Ethan's confidence here could leave him in a position where he will not destroy anyone, as Xenonix now does pit. How does Ethan have 80% tires? Ethan is managing his tires very, very well, as it turns out. Lando asked for a crash, and there were immediately 2 mechanical faults. Makes sense. I'm seeing a prediction for a more mechanical failure. Let's hope that does not happen. A friendly reminder that you are within slapping range. What? Is that how you tell people, Floof, that they're stepping on your toes? They're within slapping range. David has picked up another crash here. And the Ferrari has DNF. We have a full safety car. We have a full pit problem.
Ferrari's involved in this one.
I see Williams double stacking, which makes sense.
Oh,
And that RB
to avoid crashing into the back.
is very lucky to be alive. Moore just barely survives there, as David has ended the race. Double stack here from Williams with the traffic. This could send them down the Shadow Realm. Look at this. Look at this. Did I just see an Alpine drive through the Williams to get out of the pit lane? Disqualify them. Get them out of here. Look at this. Sargent was in the top 10. He's been sent all the way to the back. He even had a slow stop. Williams' pain is legendary at this point, as Floof somehow is in 11th. How you done this, Floof? This is illegal. Soft tire, which means you will pit again. But let's be fair, everyone will need to pit again at one point. After Pistols here, Hospi is first. Then we have Dimmadome, Joel, Hayes, Mimic, Xenonix, Maldonado, Max, Operator, Haley, and then Floof. Ethan in 12th. And the order has been shuffled here quite drastically. David, with his crash, causing a bit of mayhem for everyone. Stappen is now up to 13th. I'm perfectly calm. Yeah, you are mind. Of course you are. W, I'm alive. Oh no. Alpine just committed a mass molder. Yeah, I don't know how Alpine and Daly here just phased through everyone. That was some next level stuff. So after the piss off debacle that was just caused, we have Joel square on points with Verstappen. We have Maldonado just 1 point behind. Is this going to be the closest fight we've ever had in this championship? And then 3 points further down, we have Cosby. As things stand, the Floofdemption is a little bit away from that top 10. But it is still potentially possible. Anyone could still crash. And even Constructors is still wide open here. Mercedes, Williams, McLaren, all of them could take it. You see now, I made my way to P11 because I mastered the art of how to get the goal. Floof. You mastered the art of the horse, yes. True, true. How to get the goal. Safety car. I don't know how many DNFs David has, but he has a lot. He's also crash loading quali. Safety car is ending. Is the Alpine going to hold on to 10th place here? Are we going to have a clean start? Look at these failures. We now have 7 failures on the field. I don't think it's going to end with just one safety car. It never ends with just one safety car and red flag. But it is a clean restart. We'll speed things up a little bit here. Daly is holding on to that 10th place for their life. Drew Cosby gets fastest lap. Does that change the standings? No, we need Joel Verstappen or Maldonado to get fastest lap. And that is going to change the standings quite a bit. Moore gets a mechanical fault 1 lap before the prediction. The prediction was lap 20 to, I think, 35. You were off by 1 lap right there, JG. 1 lap. And then you'll crash near lap 40. Damn. Can I make it next season? I don't know how to join Discord. The thing is, drivers are made with a equal rule set as skills, so unfortunately Discord is kind of a requirement to make a driver unless someone can help you to make one really. Because there's a rule set to kind of make everyone somewhat, well, to make everyone equal, everyone have the same chance, if you will. Well, it is equal if everyone starts with the same, at the same starting point. Everyone has the same chance to make their own demonic creation. Joel's mechanical failure escalates. That is going to be bad for the potential championship leader as things stand. Not great at all. And it is, yeah. You're telling me this man has a problem with his car? Yellow flag. I see damage. I see a McLaren in the wall.
Heading down the straight. Oh, that's where they...
Just whacks it in there. And Synonix now in the pit lane as a result of that. That is going to hurt the McLaren driver quite a bit. And it's soft tires. I mean, it makes sense. You are going to need to pit again anyways, so why not just get those soft tires out there? And look at all these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mechanical failures. Half the grid is suffering right now. I think I need to turn durability up slightly next season. Maybe. I just read a report that Red Bull turned down a near $2.4 billion deal to sell racing bulls. Wouldn't surprise me. Like, at this point, they're finally becoming profitable. So why would you sell something you can make a lot of money on? And the value of having a second team for juniors is just also huge. Hello, Ethan. How you doing? Guessing I have a gearbox problem. Can we have lookies? Let's see here. Moore has a gearbox problem. Yes, you are absolutely correct. They did give you a new engine, but nah, we can't afford a new gearbox. As Max now gets a mechanical failure. Half the grid officially has car problems. Are we back in the 1970s at the 1970s, 1980s, where half the grid would just explode every race weekend? Maybe. Max has moved up to 3rd as things stand. Sauber is finally starting to wake up a little bit. Single finished just 1 position behind points to 12th. How have I gotten on? Do you want the brutal truth, Ethan? The brutal truth is that so far this season you have yet to score points. Yet to score points so far. It's been a pretty tough season for Sauber altogether. Please crash my confidence. Been a tough season for Sauber, but it looks like Jeddah is your element. I'll have to see how this race goes. Halfway through this race, we get Operator with the mechanical fault. Another one, and that went immediately to a major one. And we have a terminal fault here in Man. That doesn't stop him, though. He still just does an overtake and gets to the pit lane. The Haas driver is going to retire from Jeddah here with no real problems. And Pocanaldo is once again just enjoying a spa day
Who's that having an
for
issue
his
in the pits?
rib. Right rear tire. Slow stop there for the Aston Martin driver. It's not what he needed right now. Not helpful at all. I think we're going to see more retirements as the race progresses here. And that is a clean stop for Daly. Medium tire for 23 laps, so it's going to be a little bit of a challenge, but doable. So we'll have to see if he gets stuck in traffic and does end up using them a little bit too much. Pocanaldo could end up in a very similar situation. We'll have to wait and see. But right now, we are getting ready to get rid of any soft or medium tire remaining. And is Floof going to go around again? Floof is going to start playing with fire. Maldonado is considering playing with fire, but going in the pit lane. And yeah, those tires are not looking good. Let's just put it like that. Medium tire for Maldonado. Going to try and go till the end, which does make sense. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting end to this season. I might have a chance to be like P15 or above. I thought you were going to crash in 12 laps time. How many finishes will we get? I don't know, but we'll see. Please pit me for sorts and sorts only. I assume that was supposed to be softs. I finally finished P1. Your predictions have changed. They give Floof softs. Mechanical fault here for Moore has escalated. It is now a major one. That is not good. Please tell me they gave Floof few softs. They did not. And the teammate now is Floof's problem to deal with. Are you going to be able to pass Mourinho here, or are you just going to be stuck there forever, burning those fresh soft tires? Mourinho lets you go. Currently, though, Verstappen is up in 10th. We still have a decent chunk of cars here that has issues. And as things stand, before we go through the pit stops here, Verstappen currently is in the lead. But I do believe we have some pit stops going on here. Verstappen and Singh are both pitting. Soft tires for Verstappen. Soft tires for Singh. And 20 laps of soft tires here. I don't know if I'm... AI likes to burn tires, which is why I'm concerned for you, but it could work out. We'll see. I don't know. Having a good feeling. Could it be the mechanical failure? What in the strategy times 2? Box offs? Yeah. I think everyone at this point is going to go softs. Max is going softs. What is Shemo going to do here? Do you have mediums available? Nope, softs. Remember to pit for fresh softs. Soft tires for everyone at this stage. And honestly, we could see a Sauber P1 here somehow. That's actually kind of wild considering the season they've had. Mimic and Cosplay comes in. Softs and softs. Everyone is getting softs right now. We have nothing else on the menu. But this has been a pretty tame Jedi compared to what we usually get. Where is the mayhem that I need to kick it off? And there we go. So mechanical failures there. We are now up to 11 out of 20 cars suffering. And Ethan and Operator here both are struggling with their tires as things stand, which is going to, again, shake things up even more. But we'll have to see. How is Floof going to survive till the end here? 17 laps, and he's already used 20% of his softs in 3 laps time. Ethan now comes up out ahead of Maldonado. And we have Verstappen out of the race. The championship contender has crashed on turn 12.
At the 11th corner. And makes contact with the wall. And that's a tough one to take for both
That's
driver
a
and the car.
insane crash.
As for the team back in the garage, that was a tough moment to watch.
Hard to say, Chichi, I don't know. Maybe you will get them this time. Verstappen is out of the race. We have a full safety car. That's going to change things a little bit here. And we'll have to see who takes advantage of this and actually pits. I would assume everyone that has yet to pit. We might even see Floof try and take advantage of this and pit. But this is going to change things around again. They put a medium on that Haas. Are they... They put a medium on Joel. There's going to be a medium on Sargent. Floof does come in. To give you a soft tire at least. But this is still going to be a little bit of a challenging fight, I think. You actually had fresh softs. I'm impressed. Fresh soft for Mourinho, and with this, Ethan intent on fresh softs with no damage to the car has a good chance of scoring some good points. Max up in 3rd. Then we have Hayes, Dimmadome, Joel, Mimic, and Daly 6th and 7th. Pocanaldo 8th. 9th Sergeant, 10 Ethan, and then we have Maldonado. If everything stays as it is, which will not happen, Sergeant will be our constructors, or rather our driver champion, followed by his teammate Maldonado, just 1 point separating them. Verstappen was leading the championship until we got to this race. If Joel's Maldonado Sergeant does not score any points, he can still win, but he needs some mayhem now to get this one. Williams, as it stands, would be the big winners of this season. But with damage to both Sergeant and Maldonado, that is going to be really, really difficult to pull off. What? No, bro. I'm sorry, mind. It's just very unfortunate. I'm sorry, but that is just this game in a nutshell. Some Cyrus Williams to Floof itself, yes. End the race. No way is the miracle run to P10 actually going to happen. Who knows? It could. Xenonix mechanical fault is escalating. We could still have more safety cars. 15 laps to go here. It could be a real nail biter all the way till the finish line. With 6 cars here potentially causing safety cars, with confidence going all the ways here with the overtakes, we could have a lot of things happen still. Safety car is ending right now. More retirements to come. We shall see. I need tires. Please let me eat them. I need them. Let us see here. That is a great start from Hayes. Already gotten 2 seconds on the restart. That's insane. As Dimmadome gets a I don't even know. A new mechanical fault, escalating fault. I think it's a new one. Ethan retains 10th, but that is again an insane start from Hayes. Look at this, 3 seconds in just a couple of corners. Dimmadome caught sleeping, or rather his gearbox probably exploding, more like it. But here we are. Ethan is still in 10th. Oconaldo Sargent is the one he's hunting. 13 laps to go. 13 laps of more mayhem till we get to the end of this race. I feel like, why am I so unlucky? I'm sorry, mine. I know this kind of little bit rubbing salt in the wound, but I feel like, why am I so unlucky? Could be like the tagline for this championship. Because everyone, I think, that has participated in this says that at one point. Like, why am I so unlucky? Why must I suffer? As Floof moves up into 10th here, ahead of Ethan. Few cars did not stop? No, that is true, Zach. And Floof is just moving further upwards. Possibly mechanical fault here. We have 7 cars with major faults. And we have 11 cars in total with mechanical faults. Man here had a mechanical fault that put him out of the race. More than half of the grid is suffering right now. And Hayes is just choo-choo training up ahead. Floof is also choo-choo training up the order. Probably not what you want, as mentioned. But nothing can stop you right now. Mechanical fault for the Sauber. Ethan becomes the 13th car to suffer a mechanical failure in this race. This is kind of wild, and we do have... Look at this. It's just a matter of time until someone hits the wall. I have no idea who's going to win this. The grid is falling apart, and right now, Sargent is still primed to be the winner. Sargent needs some good points here, and he will take the title. Somehow, Cosby is also still in this. We don't... I don't know who's gonna snatch this one. Now, too many cars too close together for this to end painlessly, I feel. And I think we all feel that. It's just a matter of time until someone crashes. Time to mod this game. Give me 200 laps of Jetta. 200 laps of Jetta. It's going to be our next championship. A Jetta endurance race. Can you imagine? The only way you become champion is by being the last car standing. Currently though, Sargent is still enjoying a very, very good position. Floof is still just choo-chooing up the train. He needs to be down here in 10th. Oconaldo is enjoying a pretty nice position here with a painlessly free engine. And just like that, the double overtake is happening. Oconaldo up into 9th now. Sargent still holding on to 10th somehow. The move that is probably going to bring him the title as things stand. Up front here, Hayes is still chilling. Dimmadome and Mimic are squabbling over 2nd and 3rd. Ethan and Max are running 7th and 8th. And the Saubers, remember, Saubers have yet to score a point this season. If they take each other out, it's going to be massive heartbreak. So we'll have to see how this one goes. As Sargent moves up to 9th now, ahead of Oconaldo. But yeah, it's just one big DRS train. Anyone having just a slight moment here could cause a massive crash. Gonna speed this up just a little bit. You know what? We're just gonna enjoy every second of this. Oconaldo now. Gonna try and overtake Sargent. Gets that done. Two Saubers now. The next target's up the grid here. And honestly, the Saubers being on soft tires here might help them to get sent down to 9th and 10th, which would be helpful for their cause. But Max's mechanical fault now escalates. There are 8 cars with major mechanical faults still in the race. And one of them is trying to launch an attack here on Daly. Can you get that done, Max? You can. Head of the Alpine now. Sargent is fighting Ethan for 8th, but couldn't get it done. Sargent, yellow flag, down to 11th.
Now is that?
A crash involving multiple cars here. What did Sargent do?
Right, so this was the 4th corner. Barely any room to maneuver.
A slight tap. Are we going to see any punishments here? That is the confidence destroyer. Lock up, Christine. One time you're leading, but you do not want to. And Ethan gets a penalty. Ethan gets penalized for that. That is one Sauber very likely to not score points here. That's not good for him. That is not good for him at all. Yeah, the penalties in the game here are a little bit nuts. Let's be honest. Doesn't make much sense half the time. And we'll have to see what happens because Daly is slow. There's a bit of a DRS train going. That could cause a little bit of mayhem. As things stand, I'm pretty sure we still have... No, Cosby actually goes ahead of Sargent. Whoever finishes 10th out of these two is very likely to take the title. But the order is going to get shuffled because of Ethan's penalty. So actually, Sargent right now has the title. If Sargent and Cosby crashes, in theory, you could still be okay, yes. But you'll need Joel to score fewer points. That could be a little bit of a challenge. Sargent now, mechanical fault escalated. 3 laps to go. How is the end of this one gonna go right now? This whole train is a pilot waiting to happen? I know. But right now, they've decided that there will be no pileups this time. They will keep things under control. And, yeah, I don't know. Look at this. They're just so close to each other constantly. And just nothing is happening. This is also heating up the engines quite a bit, so, yeah, not great. Sargent moving up is not what he needs right now, but it is what he's doing. Just getting out of danger, I guess, in case there is an incident involving the Saubers and Cosby. Tires are giving out very, very soon. I don't necessarily think there's going to be any punctures, but it's not going to be a good time. The one time I want my tires to die, they do not. Hayes might get caught up front, you're not wrong, but Hayes does have a slight tire advantage. And there is some squabbling going on between Mimic and Dimmadome, so I think he'll be okay. 2 laps to go now. The Saubers need to get a move on here. They need to find one more second on the operator here because of Ethan's penalty. Because right now, he's going to get moved outside of the points if they don't find that extra second. Standings again. We'll do a quick pause here. Standings as they are. Cosby would take it ahead of Sargent. Joel has more points than Verstappen, unfortunately, because they're in good position. So you're going to need a triple assassination to get anything out of this, unfortunately, mind. Parker could be a 3-time champion. He could. If Drew Cosby just holds station, that could very likely happen. We are on the final lap. 2 Cosby has decided to not hold station and moves forwards, but doesn't actually get the pass done. Tires are dying. We're going to slow this down a little bit. We're going to go 3 wide into the corner here. No, Ethan thinks better of it. Does not commit to the 3 wide corner. And that way, we still keep this going. Sargent is 9th at the moment. Max E is 8th. We'll have to see how this final lap goes. Hayes, then Mimic, Dimmadome, Kloof, Joel, Daly, Pocanaldo, Max, Sargent, Ethan, Cosby. Operator is within the points right now simply because of the penalty for Ethan. The Sting is going to try and overtake him. It's going to be a little bit of a challenge to get there though. But right now, if they hold station, Cosby, which is Parker's driver, is going to take the title. And if Marcus Constructor Champions, I'll take it. For Cosby in the chat. I think Cosby was to school and busy today, unfortunately. But yeah, Cosby is actually Parker's driver, not actual Cosby. Hayes wins here. Well, wins. Then we have Dimdo, Mimic, Kloof, Joel. But the question is going to be, how is the order going to be here with Sargent, Max, and everyone? Is Sargent going to get anything done? Are we going to have a final corner crash? Doesn't really look like it. Sargent does get shuffled down though, but we'll get promoted back up to 9th due to the penalty. He actually just takes 9 straight up before he gets to the line. But there we are. 2 Cosby here should be taking the win. Singh did get operator here at the end. Didn't really show that, my bad. But the season of the mid has reached its end. And the question is now, where did everyone end up?
Sometimes I think you just have to accept that it's...
With that, we have our drives champion here. It is Too Fast, Too Cosby. 90 points ahead of Sargent with 87. Joel managed to get 79. Verstappen crashed out in the final race, which ruined any chances there. Very unfortunate. It's just how the cookie crumbles. But honestly, it's been a very, very close season. And didn't really ask for more. It's been quite fun. Blue Redemption here ended up 15 with 35 points. And unfortunately for Ethan, no points scored this season. Max got some good points there at the end. Very unfortunate penalty as this final race for several reasons. The first reason, of course, is that you didn't get points. The second reason is that that penalty actually gave Cosby the title. No joke. Without that penalty, Sargent would be 5 points ahead of the 2 Cosby. That's actually kind of nuts. Mercedes takes the titles here, both drivers and constructors. And with that, we have reached the end of this season. Rest in peace, nobody. Was indeed a bit of a crazy race. This season was by far the best. Glad to hear that. Daniel feels robbed. Understandable. Understandable. The FI Mafia took the title away. Parker is a 3-time champion. Won 3 out of 8 seasons, which is kind of nuts. Yeah. Last minute entry turns into the 3rd championship. And to be fair, Petrov wasn't even planning to compete because he wasn't interested in a season of the mid. But yeah, that is insane. Your final finish position was 15th. Pretty standard Floof result in the end. We'll have to try a Floof Redemption version 2 next time, Floof. Or rather, Ogre Fatty Floof Cap Redemption. I guess is going to be the one. He wasn't interested and he still wins. Jeez. To be fair, he had a little bit of a helping hand there with the Saubers getting the penalties there at the end. That is the end of this season here. Mercedes takes the title. Sauber did secure some points in the end. Luckily, I didn't beat them. With that point I stole, and honestly, the point I stole luckily did not have any effect on anything here, I do believe, so we're fine in that regard. Yeah. Good season here. Fun. I did enjoy it. Hope you all did too. And we'll have to see when we do the next one. I'm probably going to try and sit down sometime this weekend, work out a rule set. So if you have any suggestions, fire them up in the suggestion channel on Discord. I think people are wanting to do it in the Musume season, so we'll see what we do there with the horses. I do kind of want to try and do a baton season at one point, where you again have 2 drivers as one team, where they do 4 races each. But we'll have to see. I'm a little bit unsure exactly what we end up doing. Is this what it felt like seeing Lauda win in 1982? Maybe. Maybe. But we shall see. Here for the next season, yes. At least I'll end stream as top XP earner. Damn it. True. But yeah, thank you all very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. It was fun. I'm sorry again that it took me literally light years to get this done. Well, it took me a long time to get it done. Life just gets busy at times. And yeah, that's all really. Thank you to everyone who participated. You are what makes this what it is. Hopefully we can figure out something something good for next season too, to keep people, well, keep the fun going. With that, I'm gonna go and make myself some dinner. Hope everyone have a good day, evening, night, morning, depending on where you're from. And I hope I'll see you next time. Bye bye.